We are live at CollectCo for part one. first part, not one. Friday night of this week's record sales. What am I trying to say? This is just part one. This is Friday night. Welcome. Mike Massey, first comment. Beat out Craig. Goodness gracious, Craig, what is going on? Doug can't even believe it. Holy moly's. Shocking. That's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to shock the world. We're going to shock the world. Yeah. I bought a few things for myself today.
Good for you.
Probably keep it in the box, won't ever touch it, and sell it in 20 years as a collectible.
I've got the Series S.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See ya. Alrighty. Let's see here. Shock the monkey. We could do that too. Peter Gabriel. I got to go through this post. I made a flip video and I got to pull some stuff. Let me go ahead and pull it live. Scott Fairchild wants a Queen's Greatest Hits. Like I said, some of this stuff I posted in a flip video. I'm going to go ahead and post it. Tanner's in the back working on some orders. Doug just left. And so while he's doing that and everybody gets on, I'm going to pull some orders. And if you decide you want any, actually, let me get my other phone. That way I can still see comments. Any of these that I'm pulling, if you decide you want one too, just let me know. And we'll get it pulled for you as well. But I'm going to go ahead and pull stuff from this flip video so we don't accidentally sell it live tonight. Let me get my other comment feed pulled up. Tanner, I was just about to tell you, let's not forget the hardwire connection or the power tonight. Let's see. Let me go over here to this. Let me find that flip video over here. Where is it? Is that it? Possibly, no. Let's see. Let's go over here to this. I need to pull it up on this one so I can pull up comments on my other phone. This is it. 17 comments. Okay. This is it. Okay. All right, so Tanner, I'm just going to read some stuff off, but this is stuff that's already sold through a flip video, okay? And let me pull up our chat here. Sorry, I was trying to get my phone. I was like, took me forever to find that video. I didn't have it pinned. I think y'all know how that is. People tell me all the time, the video isn't pinned and it's impossible to find, which it is because it's hard to find a keyword to search. But I'm going to go ahead and pull these. This is from a flip video that I posted in the group. I'm going to go ahead and pull them out of these bins so we don't accidentally sell them tonight. And then people's like, hey, I claimed that in a flip video. You didn't pull it for me. Scott Fairchild wants a Queen's Greatest Hits. That's sold to Scott Fairchild. Now it's a memory game to figure out where the rest of these are at. Scott Fairchild on that. Troy Robinson wants an Oasis. What's the Story, Morning Glory. We have one copy, I think, of Queen's Greatest Hits left. We're going to pull Oasis, What's the Story, Morning Glory for Troy Robinson. I have 0 of those left, I think. But if you decide you want one, let me know. I'll put you on the waiting list. Wyatt Akins wants an XTC Drums and Wires. I believe that's over here too. I see the top of it. Wyatt Akins on XTC Drums and Wires. That was also from the flip video. William Simmons is going to get the Dave Matthews Band. Or technically Dave Matthews and Tim Reynolds box set. That is sold. That's sold to William Simmons. And then the Jimmy Buffetts. We sold several. We might have some people buy one live right now because this was a surprise last night. Jimmy Buffett's Greatest Hits back in stock, $39.99. From the flip video, Greg Rogers wants one and Stacy Brown. Greg Rogers and Stacy Brown. Now I have 2, 4, I have 5 of those left. Jim Engelman wants a vulgar display of power. That is Pantera on colored vinyl. That should be right here. I have more of those if anybody else wants one. Vulgar display of power to Jim Engelman. Jim Engelman. So, we got dual feeds going. On the other feed, live, Jerry Wallace wants a Jimmy Buffett, and so does Rebecca Barber. Rebecca Barber and Jerry Wallace on Jimmy Buffett. So now I'm down to 3 copies of that. We got Jim Engelman's Pantera. Kristen Barnett wanted prices on Dixie Chicks and Dropkick Murphys, which was $29 and $28.99. Kristen, if you're watching live, let me know if you want that. Debbie wanted to know the price on Collective Soul. Debbie, let me know if you want a Collective Soul. Debbie also asked, does Dixie Chicks have Traveling Soldier on it? I'll have to check. Now, here's new comments that I have not seen yet. Matt Scheiker wants a Lambert soundtrack, AFI, and Dropkick Murphys. So let me figure out, what is AFI? I know what Lambert soundtrack is. That's right over here. Oh, this is this right here, All Hallows EP. That's owed to Matt Scheiker. So there's his AFI. He wants that new Dropkick Murphys and a Labyrinth soundtrack. Now, Labyrinth is right here, and the new Dropkick Murphys is over here in this other crate. Now, Kristen Barnett will have dibs on that if she happens to reply, but I can get more of those. Let me figure out where that other one is. Let me go ahead. Could you, the sheet, I'm going to let you format it on one page. You're a little bit better at that. So there's the Lambert soundtrack. We got another Jimmy Buffett sold. Let's see, Rebecca Barber. Let's see here. Philip Young wanted a Jimmy Buffett, an Oasis, which I don't have anymore, and he wants an NWA, which those are where? NWAs were probably over here. So I'm still looking for Dropkick Murphys, and I'm still looking for NWA. And then I'm officially done. There's NWA. Now I just got to find that new Dropkick Murphys album. Did I read some stuff out from over here? Maybe. There's that. And then I think there's some new live comments. I'm doing 2 feeds right now. I'm doing a I bet it's over here. This looks like those new releases. Jimmy Buffett, that was Philip Young. And I'm also looking for, this is also his NWA. Now, the only thing I got to find is Dropkick Murphys. There's a chance we sold it today here in the store because I don't see it. And, of course, I hadn't went through everything thoroughly. So, let me go through this crate one more time. I'm going to read off some titles. If you hear something catches your eye, let me know. Steely Dan, System of a Down, Sly, Talking Heads, Beastie Boys, Pantera, Grateful Dead, John Lee Hooker, Blues Traveler, Rancid, Queen, Jimi Hendrix, Clash, Eminem, Creedence, Pearl Jam, Minor Threat, Police, Def Leppard, Suicidal Tendencies, Pink Floyd, Motley Crue, Zach Bryan, Genesis, U2, Pink Floyd, Metallica. A couple popular bands right there. I can't find, oh, there it is, Dropkick Murphys. So technically, finally, last one I was waiting for, Dropkick Murphys, and that is sold to Matt Scheiker. So we found his Lambert, we found his AFI, his Dropkick Murphys, and then Philip Young got an NWA and a Jimmy Buffett, and we just got to put him on an Oasis waiting list. Okay, now back over here to the live feed. John Sheehan, that Dropkick Murphys was called Dropkick Murphys Okama Rising, which is a new release. If you want on that waiting list, John Sheehan, just let me know. DKM. John Burlingame wants a Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift 1989 is $29.99 for 1989. $29.99 for 1989. We're going to give one of those to John Burlingame. Are you getting a Slavery Press of God Saves Us All anytime soon? I think I have that back ordered. The amount of Slayer albums I've had in the last couple months, I didn't realize they had that many titles, and there's a bunch. But James, what I'll do is I'm going to make sure if I don't have them in stock tomorrow night when I do or Sunday night when I do a Sunday inventory check, I will back order and order all the Slayer records because we definitely need them. Let's see here. Watch Beastie Boys. That was Beastie Boys Gold, which is a 2 LP, $49.99. Steely Dan is Can't Buy a Thrill, $36.99. Blues Traveler is $49.99. Pearl Jam, we have Pearl Jam 10. We have lots of Pearl Jam. I need to go through some of the Pearl Jam over here. Metallica's Ride the Lightning, $49.99. And John Sheehan on the Dropkick Murphys waiting list. John Sheehan on the Dropkick Murphys waiting list. Okay, I got to go get one more thing in the back. What we haven't sold this week out of all of our Japanese stuff, we're going to do on $1 start auctions tonight. So let me go get that in the back, and then we're going to get the show officially started with new vintage, well, new vinyl, of course. We got to go through some new vinyl. The M&M was Marshall Mathers. I've got to step to the back. I'll be right back. All righty. Let me see what I've missed in the comments. M&M was Marshall Mathers, $49.99. M&M was Marshall Mathers, $49.99. Let me reply to this before I get started. But yeah, Japanese auctions, $1 start. Let's see here. Let me tell this person. Okay. All right. Now, was there a wait list for Jimmy Buffett? No, there wasn't. If you haven't bought one of these live, then there was no waiting list for it, Paul Brothers. And sorry, I officially have my chat back open. If anybody needs to send something again, now's the time. Okay, so this crate here, let's go through it, and then I'll get tonight's newest new vinyl, and we'll go through that one more time. Just collect on thought there's no sound. No, I had to step to the back and grab some stuff, and Paul Brothers wants a Jimmy Buffett. One Jimmy Buffett left if anybody else wants one. So this crate, this was some stuff from yesterday. I'll go through it one more time. This is the Smiths. This is $44.99. The Smith self-titled is $44.99. Metal Church, music on vinyl, that is new and sealed. Metal Church, $39.99. Metal Church from music on vinyl. Chris Kirkley wants a 1989 Taylor Swift. If anybody else wants one of those, let me know. Those are $29.99. Paul, I will check on that message. I don't think I've seen it yet. So Smith's Metal Church. Fish, I had like 6 copies, and then late last night when I went back through, they started to evaporate. Now I have 2 copies. Fish Joy, that is 2 LP colored vinyl. That is $34.99. We have Hank 3. This is $49.99. Yes, all of our new vinyl is always sticker price. If we do sales on new vinyl, it is very, you'll definitely know when I'm doing that. It's kind of chaotic. Yeah, I can get you another one. I think they're all, well, no, that one's a little bit better. That one's got a, Chris, I'm going to give you a little bit better copy of Taylor Swift. Okay, Metal Church, damned if you do, $38.99. There is, put those back up here. So Hank the 3, Metal Church. We have Iron Maiden, No Prayer for the Dying. Iron Maiden, No Prayer for the Dying, $34.99. Chris Cornell, First Ever Hits Collection, 2 LP, $49.99. Chris Cornell, First Ever Hits Collection, $49.99. It says First Ever. That's what the hype stickers have always said. It's actually been out for a while, and it's one of our best sellers. I don't know when this actually hit the streets, but there was also a box set that is complete and has everything with it. That is $49.99. We're down to 3 copies again. And Taylor Swift, 1989, is $29.99. And last copy, Jimmy Buffett, Songs You Know by Heart, Jimmy Buffett's Greatest Hits. Now, like I said, that album, OGs are tough to find, and that came back into stock, and we got 15 of them, and we have 1 left. Brian Hummel takes Jimmy Buffett. Sold out of that. We'll have to take a waiting list if anybody else wants them. Before I grab tonight's new stuff, One more time in this one. Taylor Swift, Taylor Swift, Taylor Swift, Taylor Swift, Taylor Swift, Chris Cornell, Chris Cornell, Chris Cornell, Iron Maiden, Iron Maiden, Iron Maiden, Metal Church, Hank the Third, or Hank 3. I think he just goes by Hank 3. Fish Fish, Metal Church, and Smiths. Tonight's agenda, I'm going to go through another bin of new vinyl, which is new releases. I've got 5 bins of vintage to go through, and in between that, we're going to be doing auctions, such as $1 start auctions, low start auctions. If I don't start them for 1, we may start them for 5 or something like that. But we're basically going to close out what's left of our Japanese inventory. And Tanner says he's got a Taylor Swift pulled for Rebecca. I need to get more of those. Looking for a Best of Blondie OG of poster. Coming soon. Just don't know when. The new vinyl sheet, waiting list, did we print it? Tanner's going to print that right now. Because the first record, about everything in here we had a waiting list for. So while we're doing that, I'll go ahead and keep you entertained with a Japanese auction. We're going to put up for a $1 start Fleetwood Mac Live. This is a Japanese promo copy. Just a $1 start Fleetwood Mac Live. Now we have no condition notes on the vinyl. It is near mint and pristine. It's got promo labels. It's 2 LP. There's LP number 1. There's LP number 2. It has this, these are inner sleeves. Has 2 inner sleeves with it. It has a Japanese lyric insert and a Japanese liner notes insert. That's a Fleetwood Mac Live Japanese pressing. It has some foxing on the top. Has some foxing there on the top again. It's a gatefold. A little bit of the humidity spots there. Other than that, though, the vinyl is really nice, and that's Fleetwood Mac Live. That is a Japanese pressing. That's up for auction. First new record of the night is The Runaways, which is their self-titled album. Cherry Bombs of Icon and Influence, $34.99. Really nice copies. The Runaways is $34.99. This is 1980. This came out in 1980. This is John, Christine, Lindsay. This is the OG Fleetwood, or not OG. Let me clarify that. This is the Rumors and Mirage and Tango in the Night Fleetwood Mac. Rebecca Barber wants a copy of The Runaways. So if anybody else wants one of these, I only had one more extra. Brian C., you was on a waiting list. Brian C., you was on a waiting list on The Runaways. So Brian C., I've already got you one pulled. That one is sold to Rebecca. And I didn't know we were going to get these because evidently it was limited, but we did get a few more in. This is Disney's 100th anniversary celebration, $36.99. Disney 100 year celebration, very cool cover. Got this foil refractor type cover to it, $36.99. We did have a waiting list for that. The waiting list was Greg Stone, Stacey Brown, Troy Robinson, and Jonathan Berg. Greg Stone, Stacey Brown, Troy Robinson, and Jonathan Berg. I had 4 people on a waiting list for that. John Sheehan says he'll take one, and this is $36.99. Fleetwood Mac, we had 15, 25, 22, 25, 30, 30, 35, and Brandon Lack also wants a Disney. What was the Jimmy Buffett? That was Jimmy Buffett's greatest hits, new and sealed, $39.99. Tim, you missed 2 right out of the sellers last night that did not get bids. You missed them. I told you, did not miss a sale. You missed 2 right out of the sellers, and they were pristine. They got minimum bids last night. Fleetwood Mac is at 35 with Paul Brothers. We got 3 copies of Disney left. And this is a new release. Charlie XCX, $31.99, True Romance. Now, I'll have to say, I didn't know what this was, and I was ordering vinyl. I had Paul up here, and I was like, I know there's always, when I'm ordering new stuff, I'm always like, I need some help because I'm not familiar with everything. And so I've got some titles tonight. Usually Doug helps us order. Paul's been giving a few recommendations like, hey, this might be popular, this might sell, and otherwise I wouldn't even order it. But Charlie XCX is $31.99. We got, even though we have it in 2 colors already, we've got more De La Soul. This is on black vinyl. If you've been collecting all of them, or you prefer black vinyl, I've got 2 copies of De La Soul on black vinyl. That is 30. There's been, this may be more limited than the colored vinyl. I've seen that happen on a couple things. De La Soul was $39.99. Fleetwood Mac's at $36. Drive-by Truckers. Drive-by Truckers Decoration Day is $34.99. Drive-by Truckers. We had a waiting list for this. The waiting list was Josh Ragland. Drive-by Truckers, $34.99. Funkadelic, Cosmic Slop. Funkadelic is $29.99. Cosmic Slop, $29.99. And Bow Wow Wow, I Want Candy. Limited edition 1,000 copies on pink colored vinyl. $48.99. Bow Wow Wow, I Want Candy. From Music on Vinyl, the successful 1982 album featuring their global hit, I Want Candy. That is $48.99. Bow Wow Wow. Soundgarden, Bad Motorfinger is $39.99. Bad Motorfinger, we had George Ellis on a waiting list. I've got one extra if anybody else wants it. Paul Brothers wants the Bow Wow Wow. James Bragg on Funkadelic. The waiting list for this was Fred Carnell, if I didn't already say that. I had one person on the waiting list, Fred Carnell. James Bragg gets that one. Paul Brothers gets Bow. Fleetwood Mac is at $39. I'm going to go ahead and start another $1 start auction. How about another promo copy? We started Fleetwood Mac at $1. I'm going to start CCR at $1. No condition notes on the vinyl. This is near mint and pristine Japanese vinyl. It looks beautiful too. It is a white label Japanese promo. CCR Best 20. Susie Q, I Put a Spell on You. Proud Mary, Born on the Bayou. Bad Moon Rising. Lodi, Green River. Down on the Corner, Up Around the Bend. Kind of skipping around. You get the idea. Great track listing. Has a Japanese insert. Has a little bit of the humidity spots there on the back. Has the Obi. That's now up for bid. We got multiple bidders on Fleetwood Mac still, and now multiple bidders on CCR. COC. We had CCR. This is COC, Corrosion of Conformity, America's volume dealer. That's on clear with white swirl vinyl, $34.99. COC, and that is a waiting list, and that's Dan Olson. Dan Olson was on a waiting list for COC. So, Dan, I've got you one of those. In Excess Kick, Rebecca Barber. I've already got you one pulled. You was on a waiting list. I've got one extra. John Sheehan wants a COC. That's so did John Sheehan. And Matchbox 20, Where the Light Goes. This is Atlantic 75th Anniversary Celebration, $31.99. Matchbox 20, $31.99. I guess that's a new album. Anything by Atlantic has those stickers on them. Some of them are colored vinyl. I don't think this particular release is. I think it's just black vinyl. But that's how Demas is. I see rolls and soup. I had Japanese hibachi earlier, but I'll definitely need some Whataburger later tonight. Chris Kirkley on Matchbox 20. New comment. NXS is $29.99. NXS is $29.99. Yes, I'll be doing a pre-order for Jason Isbell. I think one of my distributors is doing some kind of giveaway. Maybe, don't hold me to any of these details, but something about a guitar, maybe. Which if we happen to, I think it's just going to be for the dealers, but if we happen to win it, then I could give it away through our customers. But yeah, I think the more you order, the more chances you get on it, maybe. So that sounds pretty cool. Fleetwood Mac is high bid with, I think, Paul Brothers, and we're on a final call. Japanese promo copy of Fleetwood Mac Live. Paul Brothers is at $39. Going once, going twice. CCR, we're at $21, $30, and $30. Paul Brothers was in first at that at $30. So, Mel, you're out, and everybody else is. James Bragg wants a Matchbox 20. And the Runaways. Here's the other one. Queens of Noise. Queens of Noise is $34.99. The Runaways. And the waiting list for that was Rebecca Barber and Paul Brothers. Rebecca Barber and Paul Brothers. James Bragg wants one of the new Disney records as well. I got one copy of that. Mel is back in on CCR at 31. I'm about to sell Fleetwood Mac. I didn't realize I was sold out of this. I went ahead and got one. I saw that they were in stock, so I was going to take a waiting list for next week if we need any more. Korn, 2LP, music on vinyl. That is $56.99. Korn, self-titled, $56.99. Dan Olson wants it. And if anybody else wants one, that will be a waiting list, and it will be back tomorrow, or it'll be back in next week. The Runaways, corn soda Dan Olson, and Blue Oyster Cult, another limited edition colored vinyl for Music on Vinyl. This is Secret Treaties on purple vinyl, $48.99. Secret Treaties from Blue Oyster Cult, $48.99. All right, Fleetwood Mac Live, the Japanese pressing, is sold to Paul Brothers for $39. CCR is now at a high bid. It's a promo copy. Paul Brothers has that for $35. This next record we have a waiting list for. Velvet Underground is $36.99. The waiting list was Sarah Morgan, Eddie Passeur, Paul Brothers, Brittany Bragg, Michael Potts, and Patrick Hummer. Sarah Morgan, Eddie Passeur, Paul Brothers, Brittany Bragg, Michael Potts, and Patrick Hummer. Ryan, I just think you need better Wi-Fi. Velvet Underground and Nico, $36.99. If you don't have one in your collection, like I've said before, Abbey Road Half-Speed Master, it has the peeled banana. It's very well made, sonically, and the production, cosmetically of it. If you don't have this record in your collection already, go ahead and buy it. This is a great pressing. The OGs are quite expensive, as in some can cost you hundreds, if not thousands. $36.99. I've went ahead and got several. That is the Abbey Road Half-Speed Master of Velvet Underground and Nico. Now, we've sold, the first week I sold 10, 20, then we sold 5, 5, 5, and then we had a waiting list here, and I've went ahead and ordered about another 10 or 15. And Sarah, Eddie, Paul, Brittany, Michael, and Patrick was on that waiting list. Dangerous Toys on purple vinyl. That is Greatest Tricks on purple vinyl, $29.99. Ian wants one. Sell that to Ian. And like I said, that's an Abbey Road Half-Speed Master. Nice looking copy. I'm going to finally keep one and do a sound check myself on one. Paul Brothers is at $35 on CCR. That's a promo copy. Going twice, going 3 times. Here's what's left in this bin. We took a dent out of it. Mostly just Velvet Undergrounds. We got 2 copies of the Disney 100-year anniversary left. This is 2 LPs on silver vinyl. That's $36.99. 2 LPs on silver vinyl. Disney collection. It has all kinds of stuff on it. It actually hurts my eyes to look at. But, yeah, it has stuff from the Steamboat Willie. That was like the first Disney cartoon all the way to Let It Go from Frozen. $36.99. Charlie XCX is $31.99. True Romance, Charlie XCX. De La Soul on black vinyl, $39.99. Drive-By Truckers Decoration Day, $34.99. Bad Motorfinger by Soundgarden, $39.99. NXS Kick is $29.99. The Runaways Queen of Noise, $34.99. Blue Oyster Cult Secret Treaties, $48.99. Velvet Underground and Nico, $36.99. And Dangerous Toys Greatest Tricks purple vinyl, this is $29.99. George Ellis on Drive-By Truckers. That's sold to George Ellis, Drive-By Truckers. Okay, CCR is sold to Paul Brothers for $35. I'll put up 2 new auctions in just a second. It's time for our first bin of vintage tonight. Also, the Oingo Boingo Alive, which was a triple LP colored vinyl. We had 3 pre-orders. I only had 2 come in. The first 2 to claim them was Mike Massey and John Ambrosic. I forgot the third person, but I've still got you down in case I get more. But that was Oingo Boingo Alive, $74.99 colored vinyl. What else? See if there's anything else in here. No, everything else that was on here we've already read out live. James Bragg wants that last copy of the Runaways, and Joe Sloop wants a Velvet Underground. All right, those are all sold. Let me grab our first crate of new vintage stuff. I've got to go through it. And let me see if this may be the crate everybody was... is this the crate everybody's been waiting on? Might be a good way to start the show. Let me do a flip through here. That crate that I've been telling you about, I think some of it's in here. It looks like this is all check condition stuff. So let's see what we have here. Looks like we got some Kiss. I'm going to leave those in here. There's that. There's that. Okay, yeah, this is a great crate to start with. Yep. All right. Looks like a check condition bin. That's why I probably had it on top. Let's start with that. And let's put up 2 new auctions. Been doing some dollar start auctions. We're going to keep those continuing. We're going to empty this crate of Japanese stuff tonight. We've got deep purple, 24 karat purple. No condition notes on this one. Near mint and pristine Japanese compilation from Deep Purple. Woman from Tokyo, Strange Kind of Woman, Black Knight. Some great stuff from Machine Head, Speed King, Smoke on the Water, Child in Time. This is near mint and pristine. Near mint and pristine. It has a Japanese 2-page flip with it. It has a very nice cover with obi, glossy. That's a $1 start. Deep Purple, 24 karat purple. $1 start on that. And a collection of Beatles oldies. Beatles oldies is also a $1 start. Vinyl, near mint and pristine. Very, very nice copy. This has the obi with it. And this is a 16-track, pretty much Beatles hits comps. Has everything from She Loves You to Help and Hard Day's Night, Ticket to Ride, Eleanor Rigby, etc., etc. And collection of Beatles oldies, that's also a $1 start. Those are now up for auction. Okay, first bin of the night is new arrivals, check condition, new vintage arrivals, check condition. Michael Jackson Thriller, VG Plus $24.99. Gatefold, VG Plus $24.99. Michael Jackson Thriller. Jefferson Starship, Freedom at .0, EX $12.99. Jefferson Starship, Freedom at .0, EX $12.99. Mellow Yellow by Donovan. That is EX $14.99. They call me Mellow Yellow. Original label. Really nice looking EX copy. $14.99. Mamas and Papas. 16 are the greatest hits. We had one of those last night. VG Plus $14.99. VG Plus $14.99. Mamas and Papas greatest hits. And ZZ Top Eliminator. VG Plus $24.99. ZZ Top Eliminator, $24.99. Bad Luck Streak and Dancing School, Warren Zevon. That's also VG Plus, $24.99. Okay, so I got 2 auctions back here. We got Deep Purple and Beatles. Deep Purple 5, 6, 10, 10, 15. Beatles 10, 10. Deep Purple 20. Deep Purple 12. Beatles 12. Beatles 15. Deep Purple 21. And James Bragg first to JS, which was Jefferson Starship. That's sold to James Bragg. Brittany Bragg was second. We still got Thriller, Mellow Yellow, Mamas and Papas, ZZ Top, Warren Zevon, Donna Summer, Once Upon a Time. Donna Summer, Once Upon a Time is EX $17.99. Styx, Paradise Theater, that's EX $17.99. Styx, Paradise Theater. Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young, Deja Vu. That is EX $32.99. That is a 4-digit. Looks like a very nice EX looking copy. $32.99 for Deja Vu, Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. Beatles 20, Deep Purple 25. Paul Brothers first to ZZ Top Eliminator. Tracy Miller first to the Mamas and Papas. Mel Webster 25 on the Beatles. David Tate first to Styx. Beatles 22. We have Deep Purple 30. Beatles 30. And Santana. Santana is a VG copy, $14.99. Original label, Columbia 2i. VG on the vinyl, $14.99. Steely Dan, Can't Buy a Thrill. EX, $42.99. Black label ABC box. EX, $42.99. Steely Dan, Can't Buy a Thrill. That is a gatefold. That's one of the earlier pressings of that classic album, $42.99. Lizzie Borden, Menace to Society. This is EX $34.99. We're starting to get into a few of those records I promised you. Now I don't have to buy you a car. This is sold to Alan Jonathan. That was very quick. Keel, The Right to Rock, EX $24.99. Keel, The Right to Rock, EX $24.99. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Long After Dark, Gold Stamp Promo, EX $32.99. And Yngwie Malmsteen's A Rising Force. That's EX $32.99. Chris DiLorenzo's at 30 on the Beatles. Joe Sloop's at 30 on Deep Purple. Those are both at 30, going once, going twice. Alan Jonathan got Lindsey Borden. Dennis Nelson was second. Joe Gabriel was first to Keel. Alan Jonathan first to Yingve Malmsteen. Craig second. Calvin Ward third. Jim Nielsen first on Tom Petty. Dan Olson, you were fourth on Yingve. Triumph Stages double live album. That's VG Plus $24.99. Rush Signals EX. EX is not a bad looking record here. $32.99. Calvin Ward first on Triumph. Final call on these two Japanese auctions. Deep Purple's at 30. Beatles Oldies is at 30. 2 hits comps. Going once, going twice, going 3 times. David Cox first on Rush Signals. That's sold to David Cox. Jethro Tull Heavy Horses. VG Plus $14.99. Queen's Greatest Hits EX $32.99. Queen's Greatest Hits EX copy $32.99. Joe Sloop, you were second on Triumph. NXS Kick, an OG copy, VG Plus $24.99. Original inner sleeve, VG $24.99. VG Plus $24.99. Arakiri, I think that's closer. VG Plus $19.99. Arakiri, VG Plus $19.99. Rebecca Barper on NXS Kick, that's sold to Rebecca. Billy Joel, the Piano Man, VG copy, $9.99. George Ellis, you were second on NXS. Alan Parsons Project, Tales of Mystery and Imagination. That's VG Plus $14.99. Van Halen 2, VG Plus $34.99. Van Halen 2, VG Plus $34.99. And Jethro Tull Benefit. That's a VG Plus $14.99. Jimmy McGriff and Junior Parker, The Dudes Doing Business. Jimmy McGriff and Junior Parker, The Dudes Doing Business, VG Plus $14.99. Let's end these two Japanese auctions. They're both sold for $30. Chris DiLorenzo gets the collection of Beatles Oldies for $30, and Joe Sloop gets Deep Purple 24 karat for $30. 24 karat purple. Those are both sold. Christopher Johnson, first on Van Halen. If anybody's a first-time buyer or you haven't bought from us in a while, make sure you message our Facebook page, which is this page you're watching on, Collectco. Unless you're watching on YouTube, then we'll need an email sent to us, which you can do through our website. We will share you a link, and we'll take care of it from there. I'll give further instructions in just a second. First, Kenneth Jank wants the Junior Parker, and I think Paul Brothers is first on Billy Joel. If those are all correct, if I did anything wrong, let me know. The B-52 self-titled is VG $12.99. The B-52 self-titled and Eric Clapton Slow Hand, a VG copy of that, $14.99. Cocaine. Eric Clapton Slow Hand. Also Wonderful Tonight and not Mustang Sally. Lay Down Sally. Lay Down Sally. Let me get that back in the jacket there. Rich Russo put B for B-52s, and Terry Westwood put Clapton for Clapton. Let me introduce two new auctions. As promised, we're going to continue to do some $1 start Japanese here. We're going to do Neil Young, and we're going to do Santana. $1 start here. We have Santana Marathon. No condition notes on this one. Near mint and pristine Santana Marathon. Really nice copy. As I said, near mint and pristine. There's the original inner sleeve. Also comes with this Japanese insert. Really nice cover. Shows minimal wear. And it has a nice obi on it. That's up for auction. And then auction number 2 is going to be Neil Young, Old Ways. Neil Young, Old Ways. We have one note on condition, and that has nothing to do with the vinyl. The obi has a rip right here. Has a rip right there. So, other than that, it's got promo markings on the label. It does have promo markings. Not a white label, but it is a promo. And 2-page Japanese flip with lyrics. Neil Young is also a $1 start. $1 start. Clubstone, you were second on Eric Clapton Slow Hand. Santana 5, 10, 11, and 12. The Doors, 13. A VG copy on the vinyl. This is in shrink wrap, which has the hype sticker with the track listing. That is VG $14.99. Kiss is $69.99. This is a 75 PRC Now we have first press on here. Now I do know there is a variant on the cover. We have it marked as a 75 PRC EX 69.99. EX 69.99. Now I know somewhere I'm supposed to check something. I'll see RL on the dead wax. And let's see what else we have in here. We have the Kiss book. We have a Casablanca inner sleeve. Another Casablanca inner sleeve. That's all I'm seeing as far as inserts. About a VG cover, has a chip there on the spine. And we got it marked as a 69, or excuse me, that's 69.99, a 75 PRC first press on Kiss Alive. Has the Casablanca inner sleeves. And EX on the vinyl. To me, it was looking really, well, that disc there looks really nice. RL mastering, sterling in the dead wax. That's $69.99. I'll put that back together in just a second. Okay, so Neil Young 10, 12, Santana 14, Dan Olson first to the doors. Ryan Anderson was second, Santana 15, Neil Young 5, Neil Young 17. And we have the Beach Boys 15 big ones. EX 17.99. What year is Santana from? 1979. 1979. Def Leppard, Pyromania, VG Plus, $34.99. The Go-Go's, Beauty and the Beat. The Go-Go's is VG Plus, $14.99. Eric Burden and War. Eric Burden Declares War. That's a VG copy, $19.99. Eric Burden Declares War, VG copy, $19.99. Rufus featuring Shaka Khan. Rufus is EX, $9.99. And The Pretenders, Learning to Crawl. The Pretenders, Learning to Crawl, VG, $9.99. Dennis Nelson first on the Go-Go's. Santana's at $17, and so is Neil Young. Those are both at $17. Hank Williams Jr., It's a Family Tradition. VG copy, $12.99. Kenneth Jank on Rufus. That's sold to Kenneth Jank. Jeff's out on Santana. Eddie Murphy, VG Plus, $12.99. Bruce Springsteen, Born to Run. Bruce Springsteen is VG Plus, $14.99. Sheila E. is EX, $22.99. Sheila E. David Tate, first to Hank Williams Jr. Donnie Moore, first to Eddie Murphy. We got Bruce, we got Sheila, and we have Gary Moore, Victims of the Future. That's in shrink wrap, EX, $22.99. Nick Bagaron on Pret, which is for the Pretenders, and Styx, Cornerstone. VG copy of that, $9.99. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Southern Accents. Southern Accents is a VG Plus, $24.99 with original inner sleeve. Calvin Ward first on the Gary Moore. Joe Sloop was second. And we have Tony MacLapine, Edge of Insanity, VG Plus, $19.99. Calvin got Gary Moore. Joe Sloop was second. Ian wants the Bruce Springsteen Born to Run. Kenneth Jank first on Tom Petty. Tony MacLapine, I think I'm saying that right. And that's sold to Alan Jonathan. Next is REO Speedwagon, High Infidelity. That's VG, $9.99. And Triumph, Progressions of Power. That's EX, $17.99. Triumph, Progressions of Power. Mike Alpine. Okay, so earlier I put two Japanese auctions up for $1 starts. The last bids I seen was Gary Samuels on Santana Marathon. Gary Samuels is at $21. And we have Neil Young, Old Ways. High bid on that was $17 with James Bragg. So James Bragg has that for $17, going once, going twice. Santana's at $21 with Gary Samuels. Triumph is sold to Calvin Ward. That was a good first crate. That was all new check condition stuff. Let's go through those one more time. We still got two auctions going. We have Michael Jackson Thriller, VG Plus, $24.99. Rich Russo, The Pretenders, is already sold. Michael Jackson's a VG Plus, $24.99. Donovan, Mellow Yellow, EX, $14.99. Warren Zevon, Bad Luck Streak and Dancing School, VG Plus $24.99. Donna Summer, Once Upon a Time. Donna Summer is EX $17.99. Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, Deja Vu, classic album, EX $32.99. Hope everybody has a copy of that. We have Santana, self-titled. That's on the original label. Has the original inner sleeve too. That is a Columbia 2i. That's $14.99. We have Steely Dan, Can't Buy a Thrill, EX $42.99. Do It Again, Dirty Work, Kings, Midnight Cruiser, Only a Fool Would Say That, Reeling in the Ears, Fire in the Hole. Very good stuff. That's an earlier label, possibly first. Jethro Tull, Heavy Horses, VG Plus $14.99. Queen's Greatest Hits is EX $32.99. Ira Carey, I say that different every time. That's VG Plus $14.99. Alan Parsons Project, Tales of Mystery and Imagination, VG Plus $14.99. Jethro Tull Benefit, VG Plus $14.99. The Beach Boys, 15 Big Ones, EX $17.99. Def Leppard is still available. Pyromania, VG Plus $34.99, like Foolin' and Rock of Ages and Photograph. Neil Brasher wants the Ira Carey. That's so to Neil Brasher. Regina wants Heavy Horses by Jethro Tull. We have Donnie Moore on Eric B. Eric B. What was Eric B? That was maybe an autocorrect. And then Dan Olson first on the Beach Boys. We have Eric Burden Declares War, VG, $19.99. Sheila E. was EX $22.99. Styx Cornerstone VG copy, $9.99. And REO Speedwagon, High Infidelity, VG $9.99. These auctions are over. Gary Samuels gets the Santana for $21. James Bragg gets Neil Young for $17. Oh, Eric Burden. I hadn't got to it yet. That is sold to Donnie Moore. And Dan Olson, we've already pulled his Beach Boys. We have Christopher Johnson on REO Speedwagon. Styx, Sheila E. Def Leppard was VG Plus. Jethro Tull, Alan Parsons, Queen, Steely Dan, Santana, CSNY, Donna Summer, Warren Zevon, Donovan, Michael Jackson. There's a few more in there. Also, we had Kiss that I set aside over here. Kiss was a 75 PRC press. Has the book and both original inner sleeves. Kiss was $69.99. I'm going to just keep that in here for right now. I have a feeling that's going to end up with somebody somewhere tonight. And David Tate on Def Leppard. Looked it up the first time. Yeah. People usually do that. They want to experiment on the track listing or music or something. A-okay with me. Right, Tanner?
Sure.
Tanner said sure. Okay. Let's see here. What do we have down in here? I'm trying to find maybe a crate. There's our newest Japanese stuff. Let's put up 2 new Japanese auctions. Everybody see me on the camera? Let's do ABBA and a copy of, we're going to do one of these Kiss albums. I promised it. I think I said it last night. We had Kiss Alive for $69.99. Hope we have some Kiss fans watching. Here's that copy of Love Gun from last night that was beautiful. It did not get a bid. We're going to start it tonight for $1, Tanner. You can bid on this right now. Opening bid is $1. Let me go through the details very closely. We have Kiss Love Gun. It's a near mint Japanese pressing. The vinyl is flawless. We have a 2-page Japanese flip with no stainings, no creases, no cuts, nothing. You also get a Casablanca. This is Casablanca, isn't it? I think so. Some kind of solicitation. I see some Kiss stuff on here. And then the cover, very nice. No foxing, no staining, no dents, no creases, and a really nice obi as well. That's up for bid. Highest bid wins. Over here, we have ABBA, and that's the name of the record. This is also going to be a $1 start. ABBA is a $1 start. It's near mint and pristine. I don't think I can say too much bad about this one either. There's the original inner sleeve. There's the Japanese insert. And there's the cover of Obi. That's a $1 start. All right. Make sure I didn't miss anything before I put up Love Gun. We had Kiss Alive, Love Gun, 1, 1, 25, 1, 25, 20, 35, 15, 10, 1, 25, 25, 49, 45, 50, 30, 65, 20, 55, 70, 12. And let's get a new crate. I was going to go through some new vinyl, but let's go ahead and continue with some vintage. Let me do a flip. I have not looked through any of these. John said you might want to flip through these. There might be a few things you might want to auction. He said I just put it all in there. And we're going to see what this crate right here has. And looks like some nice stuff. I see here's some more. Here's some more from that. I do see some more records from that crate that I was talking about last night. So there's a nice copy of the plate. We auctioned B press. Okay, I'll leave that one in there. We auctioned one of those last night. Got to auction Fast Times at Ridgemont. And here we go. Next crate of vintage. We had 5 crates tonight. We've only been through 1. I guess that makes this number 2. There's the ABBA tracks, Love Guns at 75. And let's go through these one more time. Or let's go through these. We hadn't been through them. Hank Williams Jr., The Pressure Is On, $24.99. Is Santana still available? Yes, Santana is still available. Make sure I didn't miss any other claims or comments about buying something. If so, let me know. Hank Williams Jr., The Pressure Is On. That is $24.99. Y&T is $24.99. This is Mean Streak. Y&T, $24.99. Willie Nelson, Somewhere Over the Rainbow, $14.99. Dennis DeYoung, Back to the World. Dennis DeYoung is $19.99. Survivor, Vital Signs, gold stamp promo on the back. Survivor is $24.99. Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Shuffle, $19.99. Can we block Retha Teague or whoever? I don't know. That's been happening more and more. It's these fake accounts like, hello, thank you for being a nice person. Will you send me a friend request? And I'm like, if somebody's going to try to spam somebody, it seems like they would set up these bots a little bit better, you know. Seems like they would do a little bit better. That's not even a human that's commenting that. That's some kind of bot. But it seems like whoever's doing this over in Russia, it seems like they do a better job creating these profiles and bots, you know. I guess they can't translate the English well enough, but first of all, they're just commenting. Somehow they've got some kind of computer that's just commenting on all these live posts. But yeah, so if you ever see anything like that, you know, I'm awake early in the mornings, like 4 or 5 a.m., and my phone's been down. I'll pick it up, and it's this like bot who's replied to 20 of y'all's comments. Of course, I go through and block it. So just don't, obviously, I hope y'all know not to reply to those people. Okay, Santana was still available, Rich. Calvin Ward was first to Y&T. Calvin Ward was first to Y&T. Craig second. Allen third. Joe Gabriel fourth. ABBA's at $19. Ryan Bannon, you were fifth on Y&T. ABBA was at 19. John Leal on BS. And that was, what was Bruce Springsteen. That's so to John Leal. Is Thriller. Yes, Thriller's still available as well. Rich Russo wants the Santana. That was from this crate. And Ian, let me know if you want the Thriller. Let's pull the Santana for Rich Russo. That was Santana. That was on the Columbia 2i. Okay, so high bid on Love Gun. High bid on Love Gun is with David Tate at $75. David Tate's at $75 on Love Gun. That's going once, going twice. ABBA's at $19 with Paul Brothers. That's going once, going twice. And how much for Survivor? $24.99. $24.99. I do have Taylor Swift still available. Taylor Swift is $29.99, $19.89. I'm going to show the rest of her albums in just a second. I've got about 3 or 4 others still available. Back to the crate. Rockpile, Seconds of Pleasure. Rockpile is $19.99, Seconds of Pleasure. Woodstock 2. Woodstock Volume 2, $34.99. This has Hendrix on it, and Jefferson Airplane, and Mountain, and Crosby, Stills, and Nash, and Canned Heat. That is $34.99. And Johnny Cash, Original Golden Hits Volume 1, on the Sun label, Got some great stuff. Folsom Prison, Hey Porter. There you go. Cry, Cry, Cry. I'll Walk the Line, Get Rhythm. That's only $9.99. Let me pull a Taylor Swift for Michael McCarter. What happened to Taylor? There's Taylor. I've got Taylor Swift pulled for Michael McCarter. Ian wants Rockpile. That's sold to Ian, Rockpile. And we can go ahead and sell Love Gun to David Tate for $75. David Tate gets the Love Gun for $75. Final call on ABBA for $19. Matthew Christ on Johnny Cash. Mike McGinnis, you were second. Dangerous Toys was new and sealed, $29.99. Charlie Daniels, Fire on the Mountain. This has the bonus 7-inch that came with it, $29.99. Fire on the Mountain, the original Kama Sutra label. Boy, that's tough to say. Where's the bonus 7-inch at? Here it is. Very cool. Volunteer Jam. Volunteer Jam Part 1, Volunteer Jam Part 2 and 3. Bonus 7-inch with that. That's sold to Brian C. Nice copy, original label. The Police, $34.99. This is a 1979 B press. Whatever that means, $34.99. Jerry Rafferty, Night Owl, $19.99. And the fabulous Johnny Cash, $29.99. It's in shrink wrap. Columbia Special Products. It looks new. $29.99. John Leal First to the Police. And ABBA is sold to Paul Brothers for $19. That's sold to Paul Brothers for $19. Okay, Kiss Unmasked is going to be our next auction, and the Cars Candy O. Continuing with $1 start auctions. We have the Cars Candy O up for auction. The Cars, $1 start. $1 start on this. We have no condition notes on it. It's very nice. This has a Japanese 2-page flip with it. This is a $1 start. Here's the cover. Nothing on the front. Also, beautiful artwork. Has the obi. Has a little bit, right here is the only flaw we can find. It has some of those spots. Those Japanese spots is what I'm going to start calling them. That's a $1 start. The Cars Candy O. And Kiss Unmasked, yes, a $1 start. $1 start. Now, we examined these very thoroughly. There's like a hairline mark on this. Otherwise, when I say these are pristine, that means we're looking at them and we're doing this, we're doing that, and we can't find anything. This has a it looks like a piece of hair is laying on it, but you can't move it. You can't feel it either. Totally superficial. Totally superficial. This, you might as well say, is a near mint copy on the vinyl. Has a Japanese insert with it. Has a couple spots on it. I'm pretty sure this album originally came with a poster. I don't know if the Japanese copies did. I'm assuming they did. This, I've just got an insert, near mint vinyl. Nice cover of Obi. I expect that to have a lot of bids. Okay, make sure I didn't miss anything before I go back to the crate, because we're going to stay in here for a few minutes now. Paul Brothers gets the Johnny Cash. Unmasked, 10 on Cars. I'll check on those bids in just a second. Kenny Rogers is $9.99. They don't make them like they used to. Triumph, the Sport of Kings. Triumph is $19.99. Genesis Live, $24.99. Genesis Live, that's on the famous Charisma label. Looks like UK 1973. $24.99. Michael Nath, first on Triumph. Steppenwolf, Rest in Peace, $19.99 on Steppenwolf, Rest in Peace. The Judds, Heartland. Somebody the other night asked if we had any Judds. Here's one, $24.99, near mint. Elvis, Worldwide Gold Award Hits, Parts 1 and 2. Great Elvis comp. If you don't have an Elvis record, this might be a good way to start. If you have Elvis, I hope that you have this one. This is near mint, 2LP. It's a hits comp, essentially, $19.99. Joe Sloop, you were second on Triumph. Darren Meyer, first on Genesis. Jerry Rafferty was $19.99, Gary. Fred Carnell, second on Genesis. Timothy's out on the Cars. And Donnie Moore, first on the Judds. Linda Ronstadt, Mad Love. Linda Ronstadt is $9.99 for Linda. Sticks in shrink wrap with the hype sticker, $29.99. Mr. Roboto. This record is pressed with K600 audiophile vinyl. That is $29.99. Y&T down for the count. Y&T is $29.99. And Stephen Steele's illegal steals in shrink wrap and hop sticker, $24.99. The Judds is sold to Donnie Moore. Next was Dan Olson on sticks. Josie Wells second, John Lill third, Calvin Ward first to Y&T, Alan Johnson second. Update on our auctions. Kiss Unmasked. I've got Freddie Milford's at 45. Freddie Milford, if you don't care to go ahead and bid that again, so it's at the bottom. Kiss is at 45 with Freddie Milford. The cars, we had 10, 10, 15, 15, 30 with John Humphrey. John Humphrey's at 30. Fred David's at 55 on Kiss. John, if you don't mind to bid that again as well. John Humphrey's at 30 on the cars. Just because we had a lot of comments in between those. Paul Brothers first on the Elvis comp. That's sold to Paul Brothers. Unmasked is now at 55, and the cars, I believe, is at 30. Squeeze, Babylon and On. Squeeze is $24.99. Bob Seger, 7. Contrast, $34.99. Bob Seger, $34.99. Triumph, Rock and Roll Machine. Triumph is $19.99. The Secret Value of Daydreaming, Julian Lennon. Julian Lennon is $14.99. George Thorogood and the Destroyers, Maverick. Maverick is $19.99. 45 on Kiss, now 55. So 55 is the bid on Kiss, 30 on the cars. 30 on the cars is going once, going twice. 55 on Kiss is going once, going twice. Michael Nath, first on that Triumph again. Alan Johnson, second. Scotty's out on Kiss, and so is Freddie. Bruce Willis, The Return of Bruno. That's in shrink wrap, $19.99. No Shoes, Poolside. No Shoes, that's $19.99. Triumph, Allied Forces. This may be their best one. $19.99. Triumph. That is $19.99. Billy Squire, Signs of Life is $19.99. Madonna, Live to Tell. Madonna is $19.99. And what do we have here? This is the Rippetings featuring Russ Freeman, Tourist in Paradise. That is $19.99. Brittany Bragg, first on JL, which was Julian Lennon. That's sold to Brittany Bragg. Calvin Ward, first on TR, which is Triumph. Only one person on that one. That's sold to Calvin Ward. And Dennis Nelson is first on Billy Squire. Dennis Nelson's first on that. I'm going to end these auctions, and never mind. We had a bid on Kiss slipping there. Fred Carnell's at 56 on Kiss. He did a $1 bump. Almost missed that. David is at 55. Fred's at 56. John Humphrey has the cars for 30. That's a final call. Emerson Lake and Powell, Cozy Powell on drums instead of Carl Palmer. That is $19.99. Earth, Wind, and Fire, Gratitude. This is an Earth, Wind, and Fire hits comp with such songs such as Shining Star. This is $29.99. Earth, Wind, and Fire, Gratitude. Wayne Chung, Everybody Have Fun Tonight, $9.99. Kansas Leftoverture, Carry On My Wayward Son, $19.99. And Gene Krupa, this is $19.99. This is one of those MGM Golden Archive series, which is usually like a comp, and that's what that is. Very nice condition, $19.99 on Gene Krupa. And Queen, The Game, is $34.99. Queen, The Game is $34.99. My phone is lagging a little bit behind the monitor. JL, Gary Samuels. I see I need to probably reset right quick. I got Gary Samuels on WC. Do you see that? Gary Samuels on Wayne Chung. Okay, Gary Samuels got Wayne Chung. David's out on Kiss, and John Lill wants Queen, The Game. Let me reset my feed right quick. All right, loading. So Fred Carnell has Kiss for $56, final call. We can go ahead and sell this to John Humphrey for $30. Unmasked is at $56 with Fred Carnell. Going twice, going 3 times. What was Queen jacket condition? Queen jacket condition was, it has a punch hole in it. Other than that, I don't see anything else really negative. Has the original inner sleeve. Final call on Kiss. Johnny Cash and the Tennessee 2, Showtime, $9.99. John Lill's going to pass on Queen. We have Jimmy Bowen. That is $19.99. I had an OG press of this one time. It was not a cheap record. $19.99. Roger Daltrey, one of the boys, $14.99. David Tate is first on cash. David Tate says, it's Friday night and I just got paid. Chad's took all my money. That's a good thing. The Doobie Brothers, Living on the Fault Line, $14.99. The Doobie Brothers, $14.99. Boston, self-titled, $34.99. Original label, $34.99. Elvis, Gold Records Volume 3, $12.99. Elvis Gold Records Volume 3. Magic Bus and My Generation. This is a 2-in-1 from The Who. A 2-in-1 from The Who, $39.99. Is the sidewalk sale a go? Not this weekend. Freddie Milford on Boston. That's sold to Freddie Milford. Fred Carnell gets Kiss Unmasked for $56. That's sold to Fred Carnell. ABC, Alphabet City, $19.99 on ABC. And Any Which Way You Can is $19.99. Next two Japanese singles or auctions where they're going to be Japanese singles. I had these the other night. I can't start these at $1, but I will reduce them. We're going to put up Tears for Fears and Rocky's Eye of the Tiger. $10 start on these. So Tears for Fears is Shout. That's the A side. And then this is Survivor doing Eye of the Tiger, of course, from Rocky 3. Those are $10 starts. Tears for Fears and Rocky 3. Those are $10 starts. Here's what's left in this crate. The George Thorogood title was called Maverick. It has I Drink Alone on it. That's $19.99. Let me know if you want that, Sarah. Here's what's left in this bin. Hank Williams Jr., The Pressure Is On. If you want any prices, let me know. Hank Williams Jr., Willie Nelson, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Dennis DeYoung, Survivor, Vital Signs. Woodstock 2, Jerry Rafferty, Night Owl. Kenny Rogers, Steppenwolf, Rest in Peace. Linda Ronstadt, Mad Love. Stephen Stills, Illegal Steals. Squeeze, Babylon and On. Bob Seger, 7. Kevin Scott wants the Survivor. That was Vital Signs. Speaking of Survivor, these two Japanese singles are $10 starts. $10 starts if anybody's interested in those. Bruce Willis, The Return of Bruno. That was $19.99. New Shoes, Poolside. Madonna, 12-inch single. The Rippingtons, Emerson, Lake and Powell. Dave Plunkett's at 10 on the Rocky single. Earth, Wind and Fire. Kansas is still available. So is Jen Krupa. Dan Olson's at 10 on Tears for Fears. Those both have bids, going once, going twice. Jimmy Bowen, Roger Daltrey, the Doobie Brothers, Elvis, The Who. Two tough albums to find, Magic Bus and My Generation. That's a 2-in-1. ABC and Any Which Way You Can soundtrack. Paul Brothers wants the Bruce Willis. That's sold to Paul Brothers. Nice near mint copy in shrink wrap. Final call on these two Japanese singles. Going to move through those pretty fast. 10 and 10. Final call. It's time for a new crate. It's time for a new crate. Let me do a little bit of condensing. We're going to put the stuff left from the first crate in that crate. And that still just leaves about a half of a crate. And we'll go through those at some point again, another time tonight. By the way, all the vintage, if you're local, all the vintage I deposited into the back in bins. So if you're local and you want to come flip through a lot of the stuff that's been left over this Memorial Day weekend, it's all in the back where you can easily flip through it. Let's see here. Paul Brothers, someone put Queen back. Queen is available. It's available for $34. It had a punch hole in it. They wanted to put it back. And Walt Cruz wants to know shoes. Walt, you saved a little bit of money, but you've hopped on and you've made a purchase. But that's good. All right, that's sold to Paul Brothers, new shoes. This is Tears for Fears. It is sold to Dan Olson for 10. Dave Plunkett gets the Rocky for 10. Next two is going to be some OG stuff that I actually pulled out of the crate we just went through. Any more new vintage? Yes, 3 full crates full. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. About a VG Plus cover. Actually, it's getting a little bit better. Had some dust on it. It's getting better. This has a saw mark in it. Needs a little bit of a wipe down. The vinyl has been cleaned, and it's very nice. Has both original inner sleeves. It's a gatefold That is a $25 start. $25 start on Fast Times at Ridgemont High soundtrack. Jackson Browne, Bon Jovi, Slippery When Wet. This is an OG copy. Original inner sleeve, near mint and pristine vinyl. Bon Jovi, Slippery When Wet, with hits such as You Give Love a Bad Name, Living on a Prayer, Wanted, Dead or Alive. Those are $35 starts. Excuse me, that was $25, that's $35. Let's see. Fast Times is $25, $28. I'll go ahead and bring up a new crate of vintage right now. Let me take a quick flip through it, make sure there was nothing in here that I had promised for auction or that I didn't know we had and we need to auction. Looks like a lot of really nice copies though. Uh-oh, Striper. What in the world? We got a Kiss. Let me take a look at that because that looks very nice. We got some more from that collection that I've mixed in here from that crate that I've been teasing y'all about. And it looks like a couple really nice copies of just some great classic rock titles. All right, and yes, let me show you which Taylor Swifts I have. If you want any of these, please do not comment Swift or Taylor or TS. Let me know exactly which title you want. I've got 1, 2, I've got 3, and I was looking at her stuff last night to figure out what else I needed to reorder, and I can't remember what I had over here. I've got 3 different ones from Taylor Swift. We have Evermore, which is $31.99, and that's on green vinyl. Evermore, $31.99. Some of these only have one of. Red is $31.99. And this is Fearless Taylor's version, $46.99. So Fearless Taylor's version, $46.99. Red is $31.99. And Evermore is $31.99. Those are all first come, first serve. Michael McCarter wants all 3. If anybody else wants one, let me know. All right, let's see what I've missed between then. Fast Times was $25, $28. Bon Jovi, $35, $35, $37. Fast Times, $30. Bon Jovi, $39. Bon Jovi, $40. Let's go ahead and get this crate started. Raised on Radio, Journey, Girl Can't Help It. $19.99, Journey. Heart, Dreamboat Annie, Gatefold, really nice copy. $24.99, Journey and Heart. Steve Miller Band, Sailor. Steve Miller Band is $24.99 for Sailor. Yngwie Malmsteen Trilogy, another really nice looking copy, $34.99. $34.99. Linda Ronstadt, Living in the USA, $9.99. Air Supply, Now and Forever. Air Supply, $9.99. Jeff Beck with the Jan Hammer Group, that is $19.99. So high bid on Bon Jovi's 40 with James Bragg, going once, going twice. Fred Carnell's at 31 on Fast Time. Alan Jonathan first on Yngwie. Kerry Gibb first on Heart. Dan Olson, you were second on Yngwie. Dustin Chandler's at 32 on Fast Times. And David Tate's at 41 on Bon Jovi. 38 Special, this is called Rockin' Into the Night. 38 Special is $24.99. Frank Sinatra, Round Number 1. Never seen that before. Frank Sinatra, Round Number 1. 2LP, $26.99. Linda Ronstadt, The Southern Belle. We don't get this one often. This is $29.99. I think it was only released like this in Holland on gold vinyl. It was an import. 77 Holland import on gold vinyl. $29.99. ABBA's Greatest Hits, Volume 1, $19.99. We have The Carpenters, the singles in shrink wrap, gatefold with the lyric booklet, $19.99. Even has the lyric booklet with it. $19.99. That's a top copy in shrink wrap with the book. We have ABBA sold to Freddie Milford, ABBA's Greatest Hits Volume 1. In between that, I don't think I've seen anything else except new bids, $42.35. Alan Jonathan is first to the Carpenters. That's a complete top copy of that. The Best of England Dan and John Ford Coley. That's $9.99. Edward, you were second on the Carpenters. Traffic, When the Eagle Flies. Traffic is $19.99. The Judds, Why Not Me, with the Grammy Award-winning hype sticker on the cover. Near mint top copy, $24.99. Laugh of the Party, Red Fox, Volume 3, $14.99. Donnie Moore first on the Best of England Dan. We have Price on Beck, Mike McGinnis. That was $19.99. Donnie Moore first on The Judds, and Terry Westwood first on Red Fox. Dustin Chandler's at 36 on Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Toby Grimm, you were second on Red Fox. Vicki Allison, you were third. Huey Lewis and the News, 4, $19.99. I'm going to take a quick pause there to update everybody on our auctions. We have a Fast Times at Ridgemont High. No condition notes on it. EX Plus Near Mint Minus. It has these inner sleeves with track listings and information. Fantastic soundtrack. I wish this was in print, but it's not. Fast Times is at $37 with Fred Carnell. So EX Plus Near Mint Minus vinyl. The inner sleeves are about VG Plus. The cover will automatically probably have to go to VG just because of the saw mark where it was a cutout. Has a crease here. I wiped off some dust on it. I think you could actually probably make it look even a little bit better. But the vinyl's nice. It's a 2 LP gatefold, and there was probably only, I don't know how many pressings of that they did, but probably not many. So probably close to an OG. That's at $40 with Calvin Ward. And then Bon Jovi, which is Slippery When Wet, another OG. Original inner sleeve. The vinyl looks new. That's from the Wisconsin collection. High bid on Bon Jovi was with James Bragg at 42. James Bragg is at 42. So that's going once, going twice. Fast Times is at 40, now 41. Final or first call on Bon Jovi. They're still bidding on that. Huey Lewis was $19.99. 4. Huey Lewis, $19.99. Stevie Nicks, Rock a Little. In shrink wrap, original inner sleeve, $19.99. That's nice. Stevie Nicks. The Outlaws, Ghost Rider, $19.99 on the Outlaws, Ghost Rider. And CJSS, Praise the Loud, $24.99. CJSS, Praise the Loud, $24.99. Procol Harum Live, $19.99. Procol Harum Live. The Outlaws, this is their self-titled album, $19.99. The Outlaws, this has Greengrass and High Tides on it. That's $19.99. Alan Jonathan first to CJSS. Mike McGinnis wants the Jeff Beck with the Jan Hammer Group, and Autumn Betts first on the Stevie Nicks. Freddie Milford first to the Outlaws. Freddie, let me know if you want self-titled, the one with Greengrass, or if you want Ghost Rider, or you can have both of them. Final call on Bon Jovi. James Bragg has that at $42. We're about to sell it to him. And Fast Times at Ridgemont High is at $41 with Fred Carnell. Calvin Ward, if you could let me know if you're in or out. Freddie wants the self-titled Outlaws. That's sold to Freddie. Pat Benatar, Live from Earth, $14.99 on Pat Benatar. Hall & Oates, Past Times Behind. I was going to get the record. I can't get to it because it is sealed. $32.99. That's a sealed copy. No cutouts or punch holes either. Sealed, $32.99. Final call on Fast Times. I'm going to end both of those at the same time. We have Steppenwolf Monster, OG, original label, near mint. Nice cover too. This cover, one of those notorious for ring wear. Very nice looking copy, $24.99. And the Carpenters, Made in America, $9.99. Fast Times is sold to Fred Carnell for $41, and Bon Jovi is sold to James Bragg for $42. Those are sold and sold. Let's go back to some, I got 2 more Japanese 7-inch singles. I really don't want to reduce this one, so I'm going to offer it one more time for a starting bid. No one buys it, I'm going to take it home and see if I don't have it. And then if I do, I'll bring back the duplicate and sell it. But this is a $20 start for Jet, Paul McCartney and Wings, Japanese 7-inch single, which is mint, pristine, has the inner sleeve and the picture insert. $20 start on that. I am going to reduce this one. This is Queen, Crazy Little Thing Called Love, and Spread Your Wings. $10 start on that one, and that has been cut in half for a starting bid. That's a $10 start, $20 on Paul McCartney, and final call before it ends up in the collection of Chad Williams. I think I have that one, but I'm going to start soon to put my collection in Discogs, which is a challenge, I know. It's truly a challenge, but I've got to because I have so many duplicates. Whenever I do go through my collection and I get all the duplicates together, we'll have a big sale, Chad's duplicate sale. It'll be a while though, like months from now. Edward Star Wars, you're first to Steppenwolf. James Bragg was second. Calvin's in on Queen at 10. Foreigners in shrink wrap with hype sticker, Foreigner 4, $24.99. $24.99. Foreigner 4, $24.99. Did anybody get the LR album? The LR album was Linda Ronstadt. It is still available. The Southern Belle, gold vinyl, 1977 from Holland, $29.99. Foreigner 4 is sold to Calvin Ward. Calvin Ward was first. If you do that, Chad. Yeah, about the only time I have time to go through my collections is when I'm sleeping. So, can offer $10 for the Style Council 7-inch from last night. Let me see where those are at. They should be right here by the front door. The Carpenters, Dave Clark 5, the Beatles, Earth, Wind & Fire, the Eurythmics, Marvin Gaye, Earth, Wind & Fire, Aerosmith, Blondie, the Rockabilly, Jimmy Buffett, the Go-Go's, the Beatles, Survivor, Chad and Jeremy. Watch it be the very last one. Style Council. I don't see a Style Council in here. We may have sold it. I don't see a Style Council in there. I'll look one more time, though. Who was that? Wyatt? I don't see it in there. Calvin Ward got Foreigner. Craig was second. Jackie says he's new here. If you see anything you want to buy, go right ahead. We have Queen. This is sold for $10 to Calvin Ward. He was also first on Foreigner. And if anybody wants this for $20, let me know. If not, I'm going to see if I have it. And if I do, when I bring it back, I'll sell it a little bit cheaper. But right now, $20 on that. David, sorry, I just sold the Queen. George Ellis, any Evil left? Rage Against the Machine, Evil Empires, $31.99. $31.99 on Rage. Back to this bin. Air Supply's Greatest Hits, $9.99. Why? Either the Style Council sold or I didn't see it through that flip. And somebody asked about Linda Ronstadt. It's still available too. Lou Reed, Rock and Roll Animal, $34.99. Lou Reed, Rock and Roll Animal, $34.99. George Ellis wants the Evil Empire, Rage Against the Machine. If anybody else wants one, let me know. Journey Captured, nice looking copy. 2LP, has the inner sleeves with it, near mint, $39.99. Kevin Wilson put AAR Wilson. I guarantee he was trying to put Air Supply and he accidentally tagged somebody. Let me know if that's right. Will you do 10-inch for the Aerosmith single? I won't do 10, but I'll do 15. Freddie Milford first on LR. That may be for the Linda Ronstadt unless somebody earlier, he was tagging somebody. Never mind, I thought you was wanting Air Supply and it auto-corrected to AAR Wilson, which is, I guess, pronounced R. Freddie, I think you want the Linda Ronstadt. If not, then somebody else asked about it. Okay, John Leal first to the Journey Captured. John Leal first to Journey Captured. Let's see here. Lou Reed, never mind. I'm getting my initials. I'm pulling stuff before I realize there's other LRs in there. So that's sold to Freddie. That's sold to John Leal. Next, Captain Fantastic, Elton John. This has all the inserts with it. This is $44.99. Sarah, he was after Lou Reed and not Linda Ronstadt, so that is still available. Nice jacket. Has a little bit of shelf wear along the bottom. But this is the Captain Fantastic that has the Elton John merchandise insert form, the scrapbook, the lyric book, and the poster. So this is $44.99. Has the poster, the lyric book. This says scraps, which just has random pictures, different things. It's like a scrapbook. It even has an Elton John comic on the back. And this is a Elton John fan club insert as well. They put a lot of stuff with that one. That is $44.99. Captain Fantastic and the Brown Dirt Cowboy. I'll lay that right over there. That was $44.99. Yesterday and Today, that must be Y&T. 76 Terre Haute, $39.99. Blue London label. I don't know if I've ever seen that one. $39.99. The Who, Who's Next, is $24.99. This is an MCA pressing, $24.99. And Rick Derringer, Guitars and Women. Guitars and Women, $19.99. Sarah passed. We have Dustin Chandler said he'll take a Rage Against the Machine. I now have 4 copies left. If anybody else wants one, let me know. Calvin Ward first to Yesterday and Today. Dennis Nelson on The Who. Tanner, that one was $24.99. I was thinking about auctioning that, but I didn't. All right, I got 2 more Japanese pressings that we're going to do for a $1 start. $1 start. We have Staying Alive soundtrack. Back to our $1 Japanese starts. Scott, you were second to Y and T, by the way. This is the original motion picture soundtrack to Staying Alive. The vinyl is near mint and pristine. It has the Japanese 2-page flip with it. Very nice. No condition notes on that one. Nice cover, glossy, almost no signs of wear. There is no signs of wear. That is a $1 start, the Staying Alive soundtrack. And the Eagles, The Long Run. Another one. We have no condition notes on this one either. The vinyl looks near mint and pristine. There's the LP. This has a 2-page Japanese flip with it. Cover with obi. It's a gatefold. The Eagles is a $1 start. Those are up for bids. Back to the crate. Paul Simon. There goes a Ryman Simon. Paul Simon is $19.99. Volume 6 of History of Rhythm and Blues from Atlantic. That is $14.99. History of Rhythm and Blues. That has Solomon Burke on it. Benny King, The Coasters, Wilson Pickett, Carla Thomas, Otis Redding. That is $14.99 on Atlantic. Saxon Crusader. Saxon is $29.99. Original inner sleeve. $29.99 on Saxon. And Gordon Lightfoot, Salute. Gordon Lightfoot is $19.99. The Police, Synchronicity. This is on purple, translucent vinyl. This is $29.99, purple, translucent vinyl. Paul Simon, Graceland. Paul Simon, Graceland is $29.99. And Supertramp, Crime of the Century, $19.99. Supertramp, Crime of the Century. So we put Staying Alive and we put the Eagles up for bid. We've got bids for 5, 10, 5, 15, 5, 5, 17, 10, 6, 12, 8, 18, 20. Alan Jonathan first to Saxon. Alan Jonathan first to Saxon. Eagles 2020. History. No condition notes on that one, Fred. Staying Alive 21. Eagles 21. Fred Carnell first on the Police. Synchronicity. John Lill first on Supertramp. Joe Sloop was second. Staying Alive 22. Jeff Malwitz, you were third on Supertramp. Eagles 25. Eagles 22. Fred Carnell wants the History. David E. Johnson is at $30 on the Eagles. Staying Alive is at $22 with Dennis Nelson. 22 and 30 are the high bids now. Spirit, Feedback, $19.99. Spirit, Feedback. Bruce Springsteen, The River, in shrink wrap. It has both original inner sleeves and the insert. That is complete in shrink. $34.99. Squeeze, East Side Story. This has Tempted by the Fruit of Another on it. $19.99. And Live Bullet by Bob Seger. $34.99. Fred Carnell got History. $30 on the Eagles. Stacy's out. Gary Samuels is at $23 on Staying Alive. So that's a final call on the Eagles. David Johnson has it for $30. John Lill wants the Bruce Springsteen. That's so to John Lill. Sinatra and Company with Antonio Carlos Jobim. That's in shrink wrap, $14.99. Steppenwolf, School Duggery. That's a white label promo, $24.99. The Eagles is at $33 with Scott Corcoran. Laura Nero, The First Songs. Laura Nero is $19.99. The First Songs. Gary Moore, Corridors of Power, $24.99. And Ted Nugent, Screen Dream. Ted Nugent is $14.99. Screen Dream, Ted Nugent. All right, Eagles is at $34 with David Johnson. Staying Alive is at $23 with Gary Samuels. That's a final call. Russell S. wants the Sinatra and the Joe Beam. Let me go through these one more time. I'm just going to read titles very quickly. If you need any prices, let me know if you want prices. We have Journey, Raised on Radio, surprisingly still available. Steve Miller Band, Sailor. Linda Ronstadt, Living in the USA. Air Supply, 38 Special, Rockin' Into the Night. Frank Sinatra. Traffic. Huey Lewis, The Outlaws. Procol Harum. If you need prices, let me know. Pat Benatar. Hall & Oates, The Carpenters. Air Supply. Linda Ronstadt. Rick Derringer. Paul Simon. Gordon Lightfoot. Paul Simon. Spirit. Squeeze. Bob Seger. Laura. Well, first is Steppenwolf, then Laura Nero, Gary Moore, and Ted Nugent. Carrie Gibb wants to know the price on PB. PB was Pat Benatar. That is $14.99. Eric Smalley wants the 38 special. That's sold to Eric. How much was First Paul Simon? There goes a Ryman Simon, $19.99. Scott Westskittle, Journey, Raised on Radio, $24.99. Next is Hendry on JM. Carrie Gibbs said sold, and that was for Pat Benatar. Hendry wants GM. That's Gary Moore. We've pulled Pat Benatar for Gary. Then Josh Ragland said sold. That was on There Goes a Ryman Simon. And David's out on the Eagles. We have a new bidder, and I believe a new customer, Domingo Cepeda, is at 35 on the Eagles, bidding on YouTube. David Johnson says he's out. I've already done a final call on Staying Alive, which was 23. Did anybody else bid? And never mind. I think, David, you're still the high bidder on the Eagles. Let me go back to that. First, let me go ahead and end Staying Alive. Gary Samuels is at $23 on Staying Alive. So that's sold to Gary Samuels for $23. The person who just bid $35 says out. So, David, that goes back to you if you still want it. David, if you want it for $34, I am going to sell it to you. Just say yes, sold. The two Air Supplies in here was Greatest Hits. Air Supply's Greatest Hits is $9.99, near mint, and then we have one of their studio albums, which is Now and Forever. Now and Forever is $9.99. Yeah, Kodachrome. Kodachrome's on that album. David Johnson said so. David gets the Eagles for $34. And there was one record that I pulled out of there, which was Elton John. Was complete with the inserts. That was $44.99. Very nice copy. The cover could be better. The vinyl is near mint, has all the inserts. And Larry Smith says he'll take the Greatest Hits of Air Supply. That's sold to Larry Smith. All right, we're going to keep rolling. I've got 2 more crates of vintage to go through. Not before I put up 2 new Japanese auctions. Actually, you know what? This one, I just can't bring myself to start at $1. And this one we just sold. We just sold a copy of this, so I'm going to make this one a buy it now. Here's another copy. It's very, very similar, if not identical. Who wants this for $34? Who wants this for $34? Eagles, The Long Run. $34 buy now. There's another one. Scott Corcoran said sold. That's sold to Scott. And I know this will be intriguing. Take a look at that. Pablo Cruz. Pablo. It's Pablo, right, Tanner? That is going to be a $1 start, and I should be ashamed of myself. Boy, this next crate looks intriguing. I'm trying to find, I'm getting worried. Okay, next, here's the Scorpions. Okay, I was getting worried. I was like, gosh, I hope John put these out because if he didn't, I've got to go buy everybody a new car. Okay, I have found the Scorpions. Oh my gosh, there's been people waiting on these for 3 years. Okay, this is the majority of that crate. All right, yeah, this one you might want to just pay close attention. Okay, I'm just going to leave them all in here. We're going to go through them in just a second. What have I got up? A Pablo Cruz. Let's also put up a Striper. The yellow and black Attack, and it's on translucent brown vinyl. It is on translucent, yep, I'm holding it up to the light now. It's on translucent brown vinyl. This is a $35 start, about a VG Plus cover. It has a little bit of a chip there on the spine. Very nice vinyl though, no condition notes. Striper is a $35 start. That is the yellow and black Attack, and that is on the translucent brown vinyl. Now, Pablo Cruz, I didn't mention this. Seth marked it VG Plus. Now, he's a very strict grader. I mean, he could have like, sometimes I don't even know how he sees these things. I guess he's talking about this little hairline mark right here. Totally inaudible. This is, I think y'all know if you've bought a VG Plus Japanese pressing from us recently, we get these from Japanese dealers and they mark them usually all pristine, but we double check them, and I've yet to find anything that doesn't really play perfect, even though if it has a mark on it. I think some of those they test play. So just be aware it does have a hairline mark on it, has a Japanese insert. The cover has some spots on it. The cover has some spots on it, and they're pretty much completely nude, but you can't see anything either. That is up for auction. Back up to the top, we have David Tate second on that Eagles claim. Scott Corcoran was first. We have Pablo at $15, Pablo at $10, Striper $35, $35, $40, $35, $45, $40, and Pablo Cruz is at $16. That crate we've already been through twice, so let me go get another one. So how many auctions we got up? We got Pablo and Striper. I'm going to do some of the Scorpions and the Kiss that I have here in my hand. We'll do those next. All right, let's go through this crate. I think y'all are going to like this one. New vintage arrivals. New vintage arrivals. Pablo Cruz is at 16. Striper is at 45 with Calvin Ward. 45 with Calvin Ward. Nightly nudity. We have a lot on here. Nightly nudity. Will you sell me the Aerosmith 45 or 15? I told, I think Chris Wood Sr., he offered 10. I told him 15. I think he's passing because he didn't say yes. So, Stacy, if you want it for 15. I still got to find this Style Council, too. I have the Eurythmics, Funkadelic. I still hadn't found that Style Council. Oh, there it is. This is what Wyatt wanted for 10. Okay, Wyatt, I have found your 45. And I think I'm going to sell this to Stacy unless maybe Chris wanted it and I missed it. All right, so that's sold possibly to Stacy for 15. Wyatt, there's your Style Council for 10. I found it. Second time going through it. New vintage arrivals. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. It's Friday night, Memorial Day weekend. I hope that you can tune in with us again tomorrow. We're doing this again tomorrow. We'll have all new arrivals again. We'll have all new auctions again. And that will be the last sale of the week. We've got more stuff to show you tonight, starting with the Beatles live at the Hollywood Bowl. The Beatles is $34.99 live at the Hollywood Bowl. That is near mint. No barcode. $34.99. Elvis, this is the Worldwide 50 Gold Award Hits Volume 1. This is the box set, $29.99. Elvis is $29.99. Elvis Costello, there's Elvis Presley. Here's Elvis Costello, Every Day I Write the Book. I don't see that one too often. 1983, 1999, original inner sleeve. We got Elvis Costello, Elvis Presley. Another Elvis Costello. Ignore the writing on his forehead. That is $24.99. Elvis Costello Trust. Phil Collins, No Jacket Required. $19.99. Rockin' the Guess Who. It's got a wicked saw mark on it. That is $19.99 for Rockin' the Guess Who. And Francis Albert Sinatra and Antonio Carlos Jobim. Original reprise tricolor label. $19.99 on Sinatra and Supertramp. Famous Last Words. Supertramp is $19.99. Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet. $29.99. That is The Distance. Pam Dickens first to Sinatra. Walt Cruz was second. Final call on these auctions. Striper is at 45 with Calvin Ward. Pablo Cruz is at 16 with Tommy Flowers. Final call on both. Never mind, Ron Stoltz is at 17 on Pablo. Striper is, though, a final call at 45. Leo Sayer, Endless Flight. This has his hit song, You Make Me Feel Like Dancing. $9.99. Leonard Skinner, One More From the Road. 2 LP, near mint with insert, $39.99. Russell, you are third on Sinatra. Donna Summer is $14.99. Donna Summer self-titled, $14.99. Billie Holiday, the Billie Holiday Songbook. The Billie Holiday Songbook, $19.99. Marty Ellis first to Bob Seger, The Distance. Next is Kelly Bagwell on Leonard Skinner. Michael Nath first on Billie Holiday. Tommy's out on Pablo Cruz. I'm going to end these at the same time then. Calvin Ward gets Striper for $45, and Tommy Flowers was out. Ron Stoltz, you get the Pablo Cruz for $17. Now, the first crate of Japanese I brought up here, there's one left, and I can't start this one for $1. I hope to sell it to somebody tonight. I'm going to reduce it. I am going to reduce it. I think last time I said something like an $95 or an $85 start. It's tough enough to find a U.S. pressing. I thought this was really cool. Guy Clark, old number 1. It is a near mint Japanese pressing. Let's do a $55 start. And I hope it goes up from there. But Guy Clark, old number 1. There's the Japanese insert. Nice cover. Has a little bit of tape residue here. I think that's where they was trying to hold on the Obi at one time. And that is a $55 start. $55 start. Guy Clark is like country Americana folk. Yes. Very good stuff, though. Hendry wants Leo Sayer. That is sold to Hendry. Edwards at 55 on Guy Clark. The best of Emerson, Lake and Palmer. The best, $19.99. And Terrence Trent D'Arby, the hardline. This is $34.99. The hardline, according to Terrence Trent D'Arby, that is near mint, $34.99. Tanner did leave a 7. That is Wyatt's. Tanner, this is Wyatt Aikens for 10, and Errol Smith is Stacy's for 15. He was in the back when I was pulling those. Eddie Pursuers at 56 on Guy Clark. Leo Sayer, of course, went to Hendry. And I've got a Kiss here. Let me take a look at it. 1976 Keel Press, K-E-E-L. Let me take a look at it. It looks very nice. Make sure there's no stickers hiding down in this thing. I might make this a buy it now. It's nice, though. I try to put any kind of just near mint looking Kiss records. I try to put up for auction. So there's the sleeve. So here's the inner sleeve. Vinyl is very nice. We have no condition notes on it. It's closer to EX Plus. It's closer to EX Plus than Near Mint Minus. This is Kiss Rock and Roll Over. It's a 76, which is OG. No stickers. $35 start. Nice jacket. The inner sleeve is about VG. 56 on Guy Clark. Guy Clark is at 60. All right, and no inserts, just the inner sleeve. All right, hardline was $34.99. Noel Harrison, 1999, and Cat Stevens' Greatest Hits is $14.99. $14.99. My favorite employee is Seth. Well, you don't hear that every day. Tonight is Tanner and Jake and Addison. And Doug left a moment ago. Paul told me he was pricing CDs today from home. Day off and he's still working. John priced all this. Ed will be back on Sunday. And my mom was here all day from 10 to 5. Did I leave anybody else out? I'm sure Seth is... Where's Seth? Seth's probably with his girlfriend. She's the boss. Red Fox in a nutshell. That is sealed Red Fox. $24.99. Red Fox is $24.99. Peter Frampton, I'm in you. Peter Frampton is $19.99. And Fleetwood Mac Mirage is an 82 German pressing, $24.99. This is a German pressing of Mirage, $24.99. Steve Winwood, Ark of a Diver, $19.99 on Steve Winwood. And John Prine, Sweet Revenge. John Prine, Sweet Revenge in shrink wrap, $34.99. Very clean copy. Let's see here. Back up the top. Guy Clark is at 62. No teardrop on Kiss. This is a 76 OG. I think the teardrop is on club pressings. I think that's on a certain variant of a club pressing. Terry Westwood on Red Fox or something of that nature. Toby Grimm, you were second. Guy Clark's at 65. Brian Hummel wants Fleetwood Mac. April she's asleep. I think when she has school's over, she'll be sleeping for like 4 or 5 days straight. Probably won't leave her apartment. Boz Scaggs is $19.99. Boz Scaggs, Silk Degrees, $19.99. Thompson Twins, Here's the Future Days, $24.99. Thompson Twins is $24.99. And Loudness, Thunder in the East. Loudness is $34.99. Thunder in the East. That's sold to Alan Johnson. That was really nice. Yeah, this is a 76 press. By the way, final call if you want to bid on it. So this is an OG retail copy to get the blue tear bark that is coming out of, I think, Paul Stanley's eye. It was a inking defect. I guess some of the blue ink here ended up over on his eye or something, or maybe out of Ace Frehley's eye. I'm not real for sure, but that is what they're referring to. 65 and Guy Clark. Brian got Fleetwood Mac. Alan Johnson got Loudness. George King, you were second. Another Loudness, Delusion. This is a 1984 UK, $34.99. 1984 UK, Music for Nations. Next Loudness comment gets that one. Next Loudness comment gets that one. Lizzie Borden in shrink wrap. Terror Rising. Lizzie Borden in shrink wrap, $34.99. Very nice copy. Lizzie Borden, that was in shrink wrap. And Keel, The Final Frontier. Keel is $27.99. Alan Jonathan, first to that Loudness. I Still Have Journey Raised on Radio, yes. Dennis Nelson, second on Loudness. No, Dennis Nelson put LB for Lizzie Borden. Alan Jonathan, second. Jared Benoit, third. Alan Jonathan, first on Keel. Then John, then Chris, then Calvin. Yeah, I know it. I've just been leaving them in the bins. We could have been. I may pull out the next couple because we're about to wrap up these two auctions that's on the table. Let me find Journey Raised on Radio. That's right here. So to Ron Stoltz. They might not like it if we auction them though. We might have to. The next one's coming up. Yeah. Okay, final call on Guy Clark. Actually, Eddie said out. Let's go ahead and sell that to Edward Star Wars for $65. If anybody wants Kiss Rock and Roll is a $35 buy it now. Kiss Rock and Roll Over. 76 Keel press. Speaking of Keel, I think that's this next record that I'll put up for auction. We have Keel. This is called Self-Titled. This is Keel Self-Titled. This is near mint. And I'll start that at $1. Keel, $1 start. We'll put that up for auction. And let's see what else we got in here. Let's do this Y&T album. We've already sold about 4 Y&Ts. Here's another one. In Rock We Trust. It has the original inner sleeve. This is also near mint. Y&T is a $1 start. Keel and Y&T. We've already sold 3 or 4 other Y&Ts. We've sold 2 or 3 other Keels. That was 2... I've got the Scorpions already pulled over here. What's the other artist we've sold tonight? Lizzie Borden, yeah. I definitely meant to pull those for auction. I forgot. There may be one more in here. I'll pull those whenever I get to them. Okay, Y&T 25, Keel 20, 25. All right, back to the crate. Marillion, Misplaced Childhood, 1985 Jacksonville Press, $39.99. George Thorogood and the Destroyers. This is more George Thorogood and the Destroyers, $19.99. We have Lionheart, Hot Tonight. Lionheart's a gold stamp promo, $24.99. Kick Axe, Welcome to the Club, gold stamp promo on that, $24.99. Kick Axe was $24.99. And Triumph, Thunder 7. Triumph is $19.99. All right, so we have... Y&T is at 35 with Calvin Ward. Keel is at 25 with Calvin Ward. So Calvin Ward has high bid on both auctions. Y&T's 35, Keel's 25. Alan Jonathan first on Kick Axe. John Lang was second. Calvin Ward first on Triumph. Then Michael Nath. Then John Porter. Then James Bragg. Toto, Turn Back. Toto is $19.99. Turn Back. Sticks, Kilroy Was Here. Sticks is $19.99. We had one earlier in shrink wrap and hop sticker. How about some Van Halen? Fair Warning, original inner sleeve. Van Halen, $44.99. Fair Warning. John Leal first to Sticks. Keel's at $26. Y&T's at $35. Next is, what is this? Let me take a quick peek at it. I was wondering why, it was $74.99. I was like, what is it? I couldn't recognize the back of it. This is Mariah Carey, $74.99. It's a 1990 Carrollton press. Mariah Carey. This is a full album. If we have Mariah Carey on vinyl, it's usually some kind of 12-inch single. This is a 1990 self-titled album with the original inner sleeve. Mariah, $74.99. Okay, so Keel was at 26, Keel 27. No other bids on Y&T. Calvin Ward still has that for 35. Final call. Keel 27. Eric, let's see. We had Best Van Halen. Let's see. Eric put STY, which I think was for sticks. So yeah, Eric was second on sticks. David, you were third. 28 on Keel. Craig Ruth first on Van Halen. Keel 29. And Keel 30. So we're about to sell Y&T for 35. Keel's now at 30. Still bidding on that one. Next is Deep Purple Machine Head. Gatefold, it looks like, $34.99. That is a later label, but that is near mint. $34.99 for Deep Purple Machine Head. There's another Y&T. I'll pull that one out for auction. We have Michael Jackson, Bad, 1987. Really nice looking copy. Original inner sleeve, $44.99. Keel's at 30. Y&T is at 38. Cheech and Chong's Greatest Hit, $24.99. Near mint. Cheech and Chong's Greatest Hit. That is $24.99. And Kansas Greatest Hits, the best of Kansas. That is $19.99. Very nice looking copy. Keel 30, Y&T 38. Freddie Milford first on Michael Jackson, Y&T 40. Toby Grimm first on Cheech and Chong. Terry Westwood first to Lionheart. And Ron Duffield first to Kansas. Marty Ellis, you were second on Kansas. So new bids on both auctions. Mariah details. Mariah is a 1990 OG Carrollton Press. Original inner sleeve, near mint, very nice jacket, $74.99. Prince, Around the World in a Day, $34.99 for Prince, Around the World in a Day. That's a 1985 specialty press for Prince. Next is Sade, Stronger Than Pride, $49.99 from 1988. John Leal first on Prince. Tanner, that one was $34.99. Sade, Peter Frampton is $19.99. Peter Frampton, $19.99. And Emmylou Harris, Pieces of the Sky, $14.99. John Leal got Prince. Matthew Christ on C&C. I believe that was for Cheech and Chong. And Matthew, that would have made you second. Craig's out on Y&T. Calvin's back as the high bidder at 40. Going twice, going 3 times on Y&T for 40. Keel is at 30 with John Lang. So 30, final call. Y&T, 40, final call. Next is Central Heat Ing. Central Heat Ing, Heat Wave, $14.99. John Leal passes on Prince. And we have the Now Explosion. This is a good compilation. $9.99, the Now Explosion. It's an Adam 8 compilation, $9.99. $9.99. Wonder Women, The History of the Girl Group Sound, Volume 1, 61 to 64. That's $19.99. And the Rolling Stones, Black and Blue, another really nice copy, $34.99. Alan Jonathan, Y&T is at $40. I'm about to sell it to Calvin Ward. If you say out that I'm going to sell it, or you can bid. Keel, though, is done. No other bids. Nobody else has asked about it. Keel is sold to John Lang for $30. All right. Now, Stacy Metternich wants Now. Brittany Bragg wants Heat Wave. Sade was $49.99. This has a lenticular cover, by the way. Very cool. I don't know if y'all can see that. This has the Shangri-Las, the chiffons. This has Dixie Cups, the Sisters, the Ad-Lips, the Paris Sisters, and others. Y&T, when that one sells, I've got another one. When that one sells, I got another one. I do have some Scorpions over here. I got a copy of Blackout in the shrink wrap. Blackout in the shrink wrap. This is a $35 start. The Scorpions Blackout, original inner sleeve. This is a $35 start. This is beautiful. This is a very, very nice copy. Has the original inner sleeve, covers in shrink wrap. That's a $35 start. Okay, Alan, I've got to sell Y&T. I didn't hear from you. That is sold to Craig Proper for $40. $40 on Craig Proper for Y&T. Blackout, $35, $40, and now $55. Y&T, another one. I don't know if I've ever seen this one. Black Tiger, Y&T. This is VG Plus. VG Plus, $20 start. VG Plus on Black Tiger. That's VG Plus condition. Here's what's left in this bin. Some great stuff. I'll just go ahead and tell you. Some great stuff, easy enough. First, we got Prince, $34.99, Around the World in a Day. The Beatles at the Hollywood Bowl, $34.99. The Elvis Award hits. Calvin, yes. What did I say? Calvin Ward got Y&T. Tanner's got it right. Calvin Ward got the Y&T here for $40. Yes, Calvin Ward. Calvin Ward. Sorry, not Craig Proper. Got my C's mixed up. Elvis Costello, Phil Collins, The Guess Who, Supertramp, Donna Summer, The Best Of, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Terrence Trent D'Arby, Noel Harrison, Cat Stevens, Peter Frampton, Steve Winwood, John Prine and Shrink Wrap, Bob Skaggs, Kiss, Thompson Twins, Marillion, George Thorogood, Toto, Deep Purple, Mariah Carey, Sade, Frampton, Emmylou, the Rolling Stones, and the Wonder Women. High bid on the Scorpions. We had 35, 40, 55, 57 with James Bragg. Y&T was 20, 30, 30, 35, 38. Calvin Ward's at 38 on Y&T, VG Plus, Black Tiger, and James Bragg's at 57 on the Scorpions Blackout Shrink Wrap. Let's see, Terry, let's see here. Steve Winwood was $19.99. Mike McGinnis, everything is sticker price right now. The two Elvis Costello is Attraction. Is that what that one's called? No, that's the name of his band. Trust. It's right there. Trust. That is $24.99. And this one is Every Day I Write the Book. That was also $24.99. Freddie Milford's at $60 on Blackout. And Terrence Trent D'Arby was $34.99. Original inner sleeve, near mint. New bid on Blackout at $60. James Bragg, you're out. Final call on Y&T. Calvin Ward has it for $38. Final call. Okay, let me set these right over here. Alrighty. Let's see, I feel like I've been through all those. I got a whole nother new crate of vintage. I was going to try to mix in some new vinyl just to show you maybe some stuff laying around here on the tables that you may or may not know we had in stock. Let's see, let me grab this bin that's back here. James Bragg is at 62 on the Scorpions. I'll get this one right here. Whoops. Glad that crate was empty. Let's go through some new vinyl. I've got another crate of vintage right after this. Just wanted to remind you of some titles we have in stock that you can get in on. We have another crate of vintage. Then I'm going to go back through everything, okay? Then I'm going to go back through everything. Chris Stapleton, Starting Over, 2LP, his newest album, $42.99. We have Mickey Rat, $33.99, the best of the Rat era, $33.99. Slipknot, The End for Now, yellow vinyl, $38.99. I don't have any new CDs ready, but I could do some buy it now best offer, yes. Possibly, I've got to go get them out of the back. Alice in Chains, live, 1990, unofficial, $24.99. We can go ahead and sell Y&T. No new bids on that. Y&T is sold to Calvin Ward for $38. That's sold to Calvin Ward for $38. I'll lay that over there. And then Freddie Milford, let me know if you're in or out on the Scorpions. James Bragg has that for $62. When I sell that one, I'll put up two new ones. Whiskey Myers, self-titled, that is $34.99. The Velvet Underground, we sold a lot of the Anico. Here's Loaded for $31.99. This is clear vinyl, $31.99. Eric Smalley, well, before that, Scotty Hypes wants Mickey Rat to Scotty Hypes. Eric Smalley wants an Alice in Chains. Freddie Milford's at 65 on Blackout. So those two are sold. Let me lay those right there. I'm missing my platform over here because I'm using it right now. Skinny Puppy, Bites, Skinny Puppy is $29.99. Slayer, Repentless is $31.99. Slayer, Repentless, $31.99. Ian wants Velvet Underground. I've got 2 more of those. That is loaded. It is on clear vinyl. That is a great sounding record too. Ian gets Velvet Underground loaded. We have, speaking of clear vinyl, Yes, Fragile. Thank you, that's what I was missing. Yes, Fragile, $31.99. Clear vinyl, Rhino Start Your Ear Off, right, Atlantic 75th Anniversary. That's $31.99. James Bragg's at $67. Freddie Milford's out. Final Call on the Scorpions for $67. Weezer Pinkerton, $36.99. Now Yearbook, 78, 3LP pink vinyl. That is $59.99. $59.99. Robert Plant, Osaka, Japan, 1984. That is new and sealed, $44.99. Sturgill Simpson, Metamodern Sounds in Country Music. Sturgill Simpson is $28.99. Savatage, this is Gutter Ballet, $34.99 for Savatage. The Lion King soundtrack, $49.99. Orange colored vinyl, $49.99. Josh Ragland first on Sturgill Simpson. Let's go ahead and sell the Scorpions to James Bragg for $67. I've got another Scorpions album, and we might put this Van Halen up for auction. First, we got Scorpions, which is a 79 UK copy of Love Drive. 79 UK copy of Love Drive. On the Harvest label, the vinyl is superb. Nice jacket as well. There's a little bit of tonight's nightly nudity. $35 start on the Scorpions Love Drive. That's a $35 start. UK, 79. Scott Corcoran on Savatage. That's sold to Scott Corcoran. We have another Savatage. This is white vinyl with a bonus 10-inch. $54.99. Fight for the Rock. Gatefold. Def Leppard, High and Dry with Def Leppard, $34.99. James Bragg's at $41 on the Scorpions. We have Dio Magica. Dio Magica, 2LP with bonus 7-inch, $39.99. Hootie and the Blowfish, $29.99 for Hootie. Got a couple of those left. Twisted Sister, that is live Twisted Sister on purple splatter vinyl, $33.99. $33.99. We're not going to take it. And Enter the Wu-Tang, 36 Chambers, the Wu-Tang Clan, yellow colored vinyl, $36.99. Love Drive, $35, $41, $50, and now $55. Kings of Leon, Mechanical Bull, $41.99. Black Sabbath, Master of Reality, $33.99 for Master of Reality. We also have the 2012 remaster of Black Sabbath, $33.99. Collective Soul is $34.99. That's their self-titled album, $34.99. Aerosmith, Toys in the Attic. Toys in the Attic is $36.99. Funkadelic's Greatest Hits, $29.99. Joe Perry, new, or a new reissue. This is purple and white swirl vinyl. Switzerland Manifesto MK2, $26.99. Funkadelic Free Your Mind on blue vinyl, $36.99. John Lang on Funkadelic, I'm pretty sure he wanted the Greatest Hits. Before that, Kelly Gabney wants a Def Leppard High and Dry. That's sold to Kelly Gabney. And the Sade is still available. It is $49.99. The Scorpions is now at 70 with Ryan Anderson. Kelly got Def Leppard. John Lang got the Funkadelic. And Scorpions is back in at 72. Let me put up another auction. What do I have? I do have more Japanese. I've got to go get it. Let's see who we have here. Van Halen. This is a nice looking copy. I think that's why we were going to put it up for auction. It is. Van Halen Diver Down is truly really nice. This is going to be a $45 start. $45 start with Van Halen Diver Down. That is near mint and pristine. Has the original inner sleeve. Nice cover. That's also a $45 start. Van Halen Diver Down. 72 on Scorpions and 75 on Scorpions. Here's what's left in this bin. If you want any prices, let me know. There is Chris Stapleton, Slipknot, Alice in Chains, Whiskey Myers, Velvet Underground, Skinny Puppy, Slayer, Yes, Weezer, Now, Robert Plant, Lion King, Sabotage, Dio, Hootie and the Blowfish, Twisted Sister, Wu-Tang Clan, Kings of Leon, Black Sabbath, Collective Soul, Aerosmith, Joe Perry, and Funkadelic. Somebody wanted Chris Stapleton. Yeah, I've seen that. I was just going to overlook that one. I'll figure out if that's legit in a second or not. The Slayer is $31.99, Repentless. Slayer is Oxblood and Orange Swirl with Mustard Splatter Vinyl, limited to 3,000, $31.99. Okay, and Scorpions is now at 75 with Nick Bagaron. We have 2 people out, Ryan Anderson and James Bragg, so that's a final call. And Patrick Johnson said he will take the Slayer. That is sold to Patrick Johnson. Okay. Let's go through that next crate of new vintage stuff. Next crate of new vintage stuff coming up right now. New crate of new vintage stuff. New crate of new vintage stuff. Let me see what we have in here first. I remember seeing that in the back. I got a beautiful copy of a Benny King album here. John told me today, I said, what percentage have you looked through or kind of processed of the Wisconsin collection? And he says, I feel like we're just getting started. And I was like, yeah, I know. Because there's tubs back there they hadn't even moved to open the lid of. So just an incredible amount of vinyl still back there from this collection. We're going to be putting out 5, 6, 8 crates every night for a while. And we're buying new stuff on top of that. So the Slipknot was the end so far, but we actually have most of their discography in stock. We have self-titled, we have Volume 3, we have several Slipknot albums. So if you're looking for any certain ones, let me know. Sade was OG. I don't think any of Sade's stuff has really been repressed. All right, so Scorpions is sold. Scorpions is sold for $75 to Nick Bagaron. Nick Bagaron, $75. Van Halen, if anybody wants it, this is a $45 buy it now. $45 buy it now. Edward wants the Sade from the last crate. Memorial Day, we hadn't decided on Memorial Day yet. I'm being heavily influenced from multiple people to be closed that day and also not have a sale. Multiple people, including my mom and employees and other people. So Memorial Day is undecided right now. So we'll see what happens. You know, that's a day I've never closed the store. Everybody's like, nobody's out shopping. Everybody's out on the lake. And I'm like, that's totally false. There's a lot of people like me who don't really go out on the water. I think we went over that the other night. So a lot of people's out their day off. They're out traveling and shopping. So I haven't decided about Memorial Day, okay? Thank you to all of our veterans, 100%. We always do something special for them on that day if we're open, some kind of sale or something for them. Definitely honor them. We wouldn't be here doing this without them. We wouldn't have this freedom. So we can practice we can sell records under a free and open market. We are taxed, though. That's a given thing. Death and taxes. Scorpions, Love at First Sting. Scorpions, Love at First Sting. Another one. Near mint, $35 start. Love at First Sting. $35 start. Very nice copy. Steven says he'll be working all night at SpaceX. He needs some entertainment. I agree. We need a volume 3 for Patrick Johnson, Slipknot. I'll pull that right here and see if anybody else wants one. Yes, thank you for all those who gave your life serving our country. Rest in peace, Mr. Wayne Titsworth. He was an Army veteran. Career. Worked at the Pentagon. Slipknot, Volume 3. Mr. Wayne worked at the Pentagon for like 3 decades. This is Volume 3. If anybody else wants one, 2 LP, purple vinyl, $36.99. $36.99. Kyle's working Memorial Day. Patrick's working Memorial Day. I'm probably going to be working Memorial Day. Nick Baggeron's at 45. And James Bragg's at 51. New crate of new vintage. New crate of new vintage. High bid on the Scorpions is at 51 with James Bragg. This is going up for auction. This is a beautiful copy of Ben E. King's greatest hits. I meant to pull this the other night. when I ran across it. I was going to put it in a hot picture. This is immaculate. Yellow Atco label, 1841 Broadway address. Ben E. King's greatest hits. It looks flawless. Stand By Me. I was like, man, I should just go ahead and put this in a sleeve and take this home and be glad that I found it. John has slipped it in tonight's batch. It's a $45 start. $45 start. $45 start. Ben E. King's greatest hits. Beautiful copy. I was trying to find the right words to say there. Kansas, self-titled, $19.99. Kansas, self-titled, $19.99. Very nice copy. Kansas, self-titled. That's their debut album. Bob Seger, Stranger in Town, $29.99. Bob Seger, Stranger in Town. These records, like Ben E. King in this kind of condition, it's like they're non-existent. Non-existent. Scorpions Love at First Sting is at $61 with Nick Baggeron. Steve Winwood, Back in the High Life. Steve Winwood is $19.99. Spooky Tooth, You Broke My Heart, So I Busted Your Jaw. $17.99 on Spooky Tooth. $17.99 on Spooky Tooth. Next, by Journey. $19.99 on Journey. John Leal on Steve Winwood. John Leal first on Steve Winwood. Jethro Tull, Aqua Lung. Jethro Tull is $19.99. That's a blue and white Chrysalis label. Very, very nice copy. $19.99. Kansas was near mint. Everything in here is near mint unless I say otherwise. Jethro Tull A. Jethro Tull A is $9.99. We got Scorpions at $63. Ben E. King's greatest hits, I'm looking for a $45 start. $45 start. The Best of John Denver. This one looks different. That's because it's a German copy. It's a German copy, $19.99. I bet that sounds good. Take Me Home Country Roads. Fred Carnell on Aqua Lung. That's so to Fred Carnell. Mike McGinnis is going to get the Kansas. These are flying out of here as I expected. Edward Star Wars, You Were Second. Well, we had 2 Jethro Tulls there. You may want A. If you want Aqua Lung, it's already sold. But if you want A, let me know. Luck of the Draw, Bonnie Raitt. 1991 Columbia House. $89.99. $89.99 Columbia House. $89.99. That is tough to get. Robin Trower, Take What You Need. Robin Trower is $19.99. Elvis Costello, $24.99. That is called This Year's Model. $24.99. This year's model. Ike and Tina Turner, Nuff Said. Ike and Tina, Nuff Said, $24.99. And The Essential, Count Basie, Volume 1, $14.99. First to Bonnie Raitt, Kevin Willis. Yeah, that was hard to find. John's like, you know, most of our Bonnie Raitt albums are $10, $15. He said this one's not easy to get. That's sold to Kevin, $89.99. Scott Smith first on RT, Robin Trower. Josh Ragland first on EC, Elvis Costello. Kyle Gregory on CB, which is Count Basie. Marco Martinez first on Tina. Okay, so Scorpions is on its final call. James Bragg is at $63 on Scorpions. Nick Baggeron, let me know if you're in or out. If anybody wants to bid on Ben E. King, it's a $45 bid. If you don't want it, That's fine. But it'll be a $45 buy it now. If not, Chad may take it home. The Who, Meaty, Beady, Big, and Bouncy on Decca. This is a great Who compilation, original label gatefold, $24.99. $24.99. Billy Joel, The Nylon Curtain, $14.99. Kevin's been waiting on that for 2 years. You never know what's going to pop up in these crates. I don't really know, and you don't really know. That's the good thing about watching. Like, I've never seen this Jimi Hendrix before. Jimi Hendrix Experience Radio 1. Jimi Hendrix Experience Radio 1 from 1998 on clear vinyl, $44.99. 1998 clear vinyl, $44.99. Now, I don't know this for sure, but I don't know if that's actually Jimi Hendrix on the cover. No, I'm sure this is a Jimi Hendrix album, but that just does not look like him. I may be wrong. What do you think, Tanner? I don't think that's him. I think it's like that Simon and Garfunkel record where people posed as him. Doesn't look like his guitar either. I've never seen him play a Stratocaster that color. I may be wrong. Okay, let's see here. We have Scorpion 65, Scorpion 67. Edward did want A by Jethro Tull. Russell S is at 45 on Benny King. That's going once, going twice. Michael Nath first on Jimi Hendrix. And we have Born to Sing, In Vogue. In Vogue is a 1990 Columbia House, $39.99. In Vogue, Born to Sing, $39.99. Speaking of Jimi Hendrix, Are You Experienced? This is that label and the way it looks, probably a late 70s press, $34.99. Pablo Cruz, Part of the Game, $9.99. Beautiful. You're on the Scorpions. This is 1984. David Cox, first to Pablo Cruz. Ron Duffield, second. Final call on Benny King for $45 and final call on Scorpions for $67. Van Halen, $44.99. $44.99. We just blew right through a Pablo Cruz and didn't even take a moment of silence. Van Halen, 1984, $44.99. Now, since I've been a record dealer, I can't tell you how many times people have sent me a message and said, Chad, I've got a rare version of Van Halen. The cover on the back is upside down. What's it worth? And I said, they're all upside down. And then people just don't want to believe me. They're like, no, I'm positive I've seen one right side up. I'm like, no, they're all that way. There's the front, it's upside down. I don't know if I have seen one that's upright or the correct way. I think that's how they were all made. Nick's at 70 on the Scorpions. And James Bragg is at 72. Let's go ahead and sell Benny King for $45. Greatest Hits, the Commodores. That is $14.99. The Commodore's Greatest Hits, $14.99. Kansas 2 for the Show, $34.99. Kyle was one of those people. Kyle, you're not the only one. I mean, since I've been doing this, dozens of people. I mean, but they get it and it like freaks them out. They think they've got a rare variant. But what I've seen with most records, if you have some kind of error or misprint, it really don't add a whole lot of value. Not like a coin or maybe a comic or something. Most misprints on records or defects are like a bad thing for most records. So, Three Dog Night, It Ain't Easy. Three Dog Night is $24.99. That's a UK pressing. UK pressing, $24.99 on Three Dog Night, It Ain't Easy. Elvis, Something for Everybody, 1977 in shrink wrap, $19.99. Benny King got a bid, and then I did a final call, and it is sold. Russell S. got the Benny King for $45. Nick Bagaron is at 73 on the Scorpions. James Bragg is at 74. And Edward Star Wars gets the German John Denver. That's a German John Denver. ABBA Arrival, $19.99, unless it's the Ramones. Yes, that's a good example. There are some misprints, but there's a lot of factory errors, like mislabeled. A lot of the new vinyl, there's a person who ordered like a Cardi B record, and it was an AC/DC label, and I was like, you just get a return on it, or I don't know what to do with it. They got it from Amazon, not from us. I was like, it's not worth anything. It's probably will be very hard to sell. Cat Mother and the All Night Newsboys, $24.99. Albion Duwa, Cat Mother and the All Night Newsboys, $24.99. Donovan in shrink wrap like it is. Donovan is $14.99. Nick is right back in on Scorpions at $75. We got a battle going on for that. I'm going to put Van Halen back in the crate if anybody wants it, $44.99. Donovan, Sunshine Superman, gold stamp promo or promo sticker on the front, yellow label, $14.99. Frank Sinatra, Come Dance With Me, $14.99. James Bragg's back in on Scorpions at $76. The Outlaws, $24.99 on the Outlaws. And Frank Sinatra, Hello Young Lovers, that is $29.99. James Bragg is at $76 on Scorpions. Wolves Council is on Donovan, Sunshine Superman with the promo sticker on the front. Sting, Dream of the Blue Turtles. Sting is $24.99. Warren Zevon, Excitable Boy, $34.99. Near mint copy with original inner sleeve. Warren Zevon is $34.99. Nice copy of Warren Zevon. Neil Young, Hawks and Doves, $34.99 on Neil Young. Wayne Chung, Points on a Curve, $19.99. Scorpions is being sold in about 10 seconds to James Bragg for $76. The Who Are You, $19.99. The Thompson Twins, Into the Gap. The Thompson Twins is $24.99. Uriah Heep, Look at Yourself. Uriah Heep is $19.99. And Johnny and the Hurricanes is $14.99. This is on the profile label. Looks like a German compilation of Johnny and the Hurricanes. James Bragg gets the Scorpions for $76. Jeff Malwitz first to Uriah Heep. Look at Yourself. That's so to Jeff Malwitz. Jethro Tull, A Passion Play. $19.99 for Jethro Tull, A Passion Play. The Worst of Jefferson Airplane. Orange Label, a German pressing. Orange Label, a German pressing, $24.99. The Best of Jay Giles Band, $19.99. The Best of Jay Giles Band. Howard Jones, Cross That Line with Hype Sticker. It also says pressed on high quality audiophile vinyl. Gold stamp promo on the back, $19.99 on Howard Jones. Jethro Tull, Thick as a Brick. This is the newspaper cover. It folds out like a newspaper, $24.99. Just like this. Lots of information on there. Passion Play was $19.99. Thick as a Brick. Now, can I get it folded back the way it's supposed to be? That's the next question. Let's see here. This is like that. Then that folds over. Jethro Tull had some cool covers. This is sold to Freddie Milford. Thick as a Brick. That's sold to Freddie Milford. Joe Jackson, Night and Day. Joe Jackson is $24.99. The Ides of March. Vehicle. Green Label. OG. Nice copy. $19.99. Corey Hart. Bang. $19.99. Corey Hart. Bang. And Hart. Babe Lestrange. Hart is $19.99. Babe Lestrange. I'm going to read through those titles one more time. Pay very close attention. If you see anything you want, let me know. Ron Duffield gets the heart. Jeff McIntosh second. If you want any prices, information, now's the time. Edward Star Wars was bidding on Thick. Yes, Freddie Milford was in front of you. It was Freddie, then Edward. Passion Play is still available. Bob Seger, Stranger in Town, Spooky Tooth, You Broke My Heart, So I Busted Your Jaw. Journey Next, The Who, Meaty Beatty, Big. Billy Joel, Nylon Curtain. Born to Sing, In Vogue. Jimi Hendrix, Are You Experienced? Van Halen, 1984. Commodore's Greatest Hits, Kansas 2 for the Show. Three Dog Night, It Ain't Easy. It Ain't Easy. Excuse me. Russell S. wants the Ides of March. That's sold to Russell S. Elvis. ABBA. Cat Mother. Donovan in shrink wrap. Van Halen. Frank Sinatra. The Outlaws. That Outlaws is Waylon, Willie, Jesse, and Tom Paul. Frank Sinatra. Hendry wants ABBA. That was Arrival. Hendry Smink. Sting. Warren Zevon. Neil Young. Wayne Chung. Points on a Curve. Sold a lot of those lately. The Who. Thompson Twins. Pam Dickens first on Sting. That was Dream of the Blue Turtles. Johnny and the Hurricanes. Jethro Tull, A Passion Play. And by the way, this one should have, it feels like it, the book with it. It does. That's $19.99. Price condition, Journey next. The vinyl should be EX Plus Near Mint Minus. I believe it is $19.99. Let me find that. That was pretty early. About a VG Plus cover. Yeah, very clean vinyl. About a VG Plus cover. Cat Mother, I believe, was $24.99. Greg Preston said he'll take Journey next. Passion Play was also near mint. VG Plus cover. The Worst of Jefferson Airplane, which is their greatest hits. I always have to remind everybody on that. Price on In Vogue. Price on In Vogue is, I think that was 30, let me find that. Jetted, that was $39.99. $39.99. The Best of Jay Giles, $19.99. Howard Jones, $19.99. Joe Jackson, $24.99. And Corey Hart, $19.99. Fred Carnell wants Jethro Tull, Passion Play. Would you do a bundle of Thompson Twins from this crate and the other one from the last crate? What was the Elvis? The Elvis was Something for Everybody. It's a 77 press in shrink wrap, near mint, $19.99. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through all of tonight's records, and I'm going to make them where we can do a little bit of negotiation, okay? We're going to go through those one time, then I'm going to see where we're at on time. We may go through only about half of them if it takes longer than 10. We are going to take a break tonight, but whenever we get to the point of that break, I'm going to see if we're actually going to stop for the night or if we need to actually do a part 2. So I'm going to go ahead and go through everything now a second time, especially if you missed the first part of the show or you had your eye on something. We're going to go through that stuff right now. Regina, first of all, so that means that's why I went ahead and pulled out the Thompson Twins for Wolves Council. And Tony Riddle, if you want both Van Halens, I'll need $82 for both of them. They're 45 and 45. I'll need $82 for both of them. They're very nice copies. And then Wolves Council, I'll get you a price on that one in just a second. The last couple bins, Buy It Now Best Offers, we don't have anything left. We went through that night, I don't know if y'all remember, but we went through everything in the back on that one run. Everything else is recent. I don't have a lot of recap bins left because we sell everything. We sell everything now, right, Tanner? There's not much left over. The other night, we had 5 records left over from an entire sale. That was Punk Night, of course. So it's like when we go back through the bins, there's not a whole lot left over. But let me do some crate condensing. There's that one. I have a feeling somebody claimed this earlier. Is that right? If so, I missed the comment. But I'm pretty sure somebody said they would take that from the last crate or something like that, and I missed the comment. Let me see if this was the very first crate. Did I start with check condition? I did. Let me go through these. And then I also have new vinyl to go through. But let me go through these first. And I'm going to keep all these right back here. Yep, we got some of those over there too. Let me go through these first. See what's in here. Michael Jackson, Thriller. I feel like somebody bought this too and I forgot to pull it. But I guess not. VG Plus, $24.99. Mellow Yellow, Donovan. That's EX, $14.99. Bad Luck Streak and Dancing School, Warren Zevon, VG Plus $24.99. Donna Summer, Once Upon a Time. Donna Summer is EX $17.99. CSNY, Deja Vu, EX $32.99. Steely Dan, Can't Buy a Thrill, EX $42.99. That was on that original label. Fantastic album. Queen's Greatest Hits was EX $32.99. The Alan Parsons Project, Tales of Mystery and Imagination, VG Plus $14.99. Russell S. wants the Donovan Mellow Yellow. That's sold to Russell S. Jethro Tull Benefit, VG Plus $14.99. Sheila E. is EX $22.99. Styx Cornerstone is a VG copy, $9.99. Kiss Alive, 75 PRC, first press, EX $69.99. A Kiss record left behind. George Thorogood, Maverick, $19.99. George Thorogood and the Destroyers. Hank Williams Jr., The Pressure Is On, $24.99. Willie Nelson, Somewhere Over the Rainbow, that is $14.99. Edward offered $13 for DS. That was Donna Summer, possibly. So go ahead and sell that to Russell for $13. Scott Corcoran wants the Kiss Alive, and Wolves Council wants Alan Parsons Project and Sheila E. Those are both sold to Wolves Council. Those are all sold. We have Dynasty Young, Back to the World. Dynasty Young is $19.99. Woodstock 2 is $34.99. Woodstock 2. Jerry Rafferty, Night Owl, $19.99. Kenny Rogers, they don't make them like they used to. They've been saying that for a while now. $9.99. Steppenwolf, Rest in Peace. Steppenwolf is $19.99. Linda Ronstadt, Mad Love. Linda Ronstadt is $9.99. Stephen Stills in shrink wrap with hop sticker. Illegal Steals, $24.99. Squeeze, Babylon and On. Squeeze is $24.99. Bob Seger 7. Bob Seger is $34.99. Orange Capital Label, $34.99. Madonna, Live to Tell. That is a single. Live to Tell, 3 versions, $19.99. The Rippingtons featuring Russ Freeman. That is $19.99. Not Donna Summer for me. That was something he offered DS for. Edward offered $13. I pulled Donna Summer. I was trying to figure out what DS was. What was DS, Russell? Ah, I see what I did here. I said Edward instead of Russell. My bad. Right. One of the two. Tracy McFadden gets the Dynasty Young for $15. I got something mixed up there, but we got it fixed. Emerson, Lake and Powell, $19.99 on ELP, but that time it's Powell instead of Palmer. Earth, Wind and Fire, Gratitude, $29.99. Kansas, Left Overture. Kansas is $19.99. Gene Krupa is $19.99. Gene Krupa. Queen, The Game. Queen is $34.99 for The Game. Jimmy Bowen in shrink wrap, $19.99. Roger Daltrey, One of the Boys, lead singer of The Who, of course. The Doobie Brothers, Living on the Fault Line, $14.99. Elvis, Gold Records Volume 3. Gold Records Volume 3. That is $12.99. And The Who, Magic Bus and My Generation is $39.99. That's a 2-in-1. ABC is $19.99. Alphabet City, ABC. Gene Krupa offered, Terry offered $15 for the Gene Krupa. Sell that to Terry Westwood. So final call on these. Final call, we have ABC, The Who, Elvis, Doobies, Roger Daltrey, Jimmy Bowen, Queen, Kansas, Earth, Wind and Fire, ELP, The Rippingtons, Madonna, Bob Seger, Squeeze, Stephen Stills, Linda Ronstadt, Steppenwolf, Kenny Rogers, Jerry Rafferty, Woodstock, Willie Nelson, Hank Williams, George Thorogood, Styx, Jethro Tull, Queen, Steely Dan, Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, Warren Zevon, and Michael Jackson, Thriller, featuring Paul McCartney and Eddie Van Halen. All right, I think that's the crate we just put down. Here's a half crate. Let's go through tonight's new vinyl, though. It's just this one crate here, I think. Yeah, that's stuff from last night, I think. If you missed the new vinyl, good stuff in here. Disney's 100. It's a 100-year celebration of Disney. 2 LP silver vinyl with this refractor cover, $36.99. I've got two of those. Charlie XCX. Charlie is $31.99. Charlie XCX, $31.99. De La Soul is $39.99. Black vinyl, De La Soul, $39.99. Soundgarden, Bad Motorfinger. Soundgarden is $39.99. NXS Kick, $29.99. Some of these are the last copy. Blue Oyster Cult, Secret Treaties, purple vinyl, $48.99. If you don't have one already, Velvet Underground and Nico, this is the Abbey Road, half-speed master, gatefold. You can even peel off the banana if you want to. And then you can buy a new one. They sell these that you can paste back on the covers. That's $36.99. You can take a trip back to '67. And last copy of Dangerous Toys on purple vinyl, that is $29.99. I hadn't really looked for the Tina Turner records. We should have a ton, especially Private Dancer. That's back here in our bins. I really hadn't started looking for them yet. Of course, don't like to start digging out somebody who just passed away and trying to take advantage of that. But people start asking for them. So I tell people, I'm like, well, it's not like I'm trying to capitalize because we probably could sell them either way. But it's usually when somebody passes away, they want their records and they're going to buy them somewhere. So, but yes, I'll try to find some. I'm going to go through the bins. Neil, I will sell you Cat Mother for $20. Let me find that. This is a bin we have not recapped tonight. Let me find Cat Mother for him, though. Sell that to Neil for $20. Okay, we have Steve Miller Band Sailor, $24.99. Steve Miller Band Sailor, $24.99. Linda Ronstadt, Living in the USA, $9.99. Air Supply, Now and Forever, $9.99. Frank Sinatra, Round Number 1. Not familiar with that one. It's amazing how many Sinatra albums there are. $26.99. Traffic, When the Eagle Flies. Traffic is $19.99. Huey Lewis and the News, 4. Huey Lewis is $19.99. Outlaws, Ghost Riders, plural, Ghost Riders, $19.99. Procol Harum Live, that is $19.99. Hall & Oates, Pastimes Behind, that is sealed, $32.99. Michael Hickson wants the Air Supply. That is sold to Michael Hickson. Carpenters, Made in America. Carpenters is $9.99. Linda Ronstadt, The Southern Belle, gold vinyl from Holland, 1977, $29.99. Rick Derringer, Guitars and Women. Rick Derringer, $19.99. Gordon Lightfoot, Salute, $19.99. Wolves Council, I'm going to sell you the Outlaws for $17. That's sold to Wolves Council. $17. Paul Simon, Graceland, original inner sleeve. You Can Call Me Al, $29.99. That's a great album. Spirit Feedback, $19.99 on Spirit Feedback. Squeeze, East Side Story, $19.99 on Squeeze. Bob Seger Live Bullet is $34.99. Steppenwolf Skullduggery, white label promo, gold stamp promo on the back, $24.99. Steppenwolf Skullduggery. The Linda Ronstadt was $29.99. Laura Nero, The First Songs, Capital. Laura Nero, $19.99, about a VG cover. Ted Nugent, Scream Dream, $14.99 on Ted Nugent. And Elton John, Captain Fantastic. This has all the inserts with it, $44.99. It has 2 books, a merchandise insert, and the poster. If there's anybody that didn't catch the 45s from last night, and maybe you did, and I said there was, well, I think I took some offers on some. I've already sold 2 out of here that I took offers on, but there's not many left of the 45s from last night. You may have not been watching. I'll show those again. We have the Carpenters Sing and Drusilla Penny, $9.99. The Dave Clark 5, You Got What It Takes picture sleeve, VG Plus, $11.99. The Beatles, I saw her standing there. I Want to Hold Your Hand. That's a Scranton Press, $49.99. Earth, Wind and Fire, Thinking of You, $19.99. The Eurythmics, Who's That Girl, EX, $11.99. Funkadelic, Can You Get to That? That's a VG minus, $24.99. That's a single from Maggot Brain. Terry Westwood Wants Traffic for $15. That is When the Eagle Flies, right? Where's that at? It is right there. Sell that to Terry Westwood Great Traffic album. Steve Winwood on vocals. Marvin Gaye, I Heard It Through the Grapevine. EX, $11.99. Billy Idol, Dancing With Myself. That's a white label promo, $19.99. Nashville, Come and Fire with Insert, $14.99. Earth, Wind and Fire, System of Survival, EX, $16.99. Joe Boxers is $4.99. Go Hog Wild, the Shack Shakers, that's a 1997. Rockabilly is the genre, $34.99. And Call Me, Song from American Gigolo, Near Mint, white promo, Blondie, $19.99. All right. Is Dave Clark 5 picture disc? Dave Clark 5 picture sleeve. Picture sleeve. It's got the original 45 picture sleeve with it. A Treasure Island price tag of 78 cents, $11.99. That was not the Poco album. Tommy, no, it wasn't. Anybody want to see something from one of those? The last bin is the stuff we just got done going through, so I figured there was no reason really to go back through that one unless there was something you were kind of waiting on. The other ones was Jimmy Buffett, Take Another Road, and Off to See the Lizard. That was $6.99. The Beatles, Love Me Do, and P.S. I Love You, 1964 on Tolly, VG Plus, $14.99. The Go-Go's, Head Over Heels, $11.99. Survivor, Didn't Know It Was Love, white label promo, $6.99. Chad and Jeremy, white label promo is $6.99. If I Loved You. Daffine's Operation, $6.99. Gumption, $6.99. Red vinyl with inserts. That's alternate rock. Terry, we've already sold Steve Winwood. That's already sold. The Kingsmen, Louie Louie, $6.99. The Beatles is VG minus. It's an OG Scranton, Rain and Paperback Writer, $16.99. Leslie Gore, Look of Love, $9.99. Rain on the Roof, The Lovin' Spoonful, $6.99. Shadows of Night, Gloria is VG, $4.99. And The Smiths, that's a flexi disc, transparent as you can see. The Smiths, that is London, 1988 UK, 1999. 1999. Okay, so here's what I got in store for part 2. I don't know if or when we're coming back because I've got to make sure I have an adequate number of stuff to go through. We're going to take a break. 1, I need food. 2, if we are going to do a part 2, I'll have to plan for it. So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to take a break. If we decide we're going to do a part 2, I'll let you know in the group. I'm going to go eat. I'm sure everybody else probably might eat something. And then we're going to possibly do that. But I'll let you know in the group. Sherry, I do not have Polar. We have a waiting list for Polar Express, Sherry. Sherry, if you want on the waiting list for Polar Express, just let me know. I'll put you down because I'm ordering more of those tonight. So here's basically the lineup. That was part 1. I'll let you know if we're going to do a part 2. And we will be back. If we are, it'll be around 10:30. So, okay. I think I'm going to go get a cheeseburger. Taco Bell. I don't know. I'll find out in a minute. All right. See y'all in about 30 or 45 minutes.